Inside Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento, California, you'll find Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. Recognized for its innovative, healthy global cuisine, Sammy's offers menu selections made with local, organic ingredients. Indulgent options like truffle fries, duck tacos, artisan wood-fired pizzas, fresh salads, and more, along with an eclectic selection of craft beers and classic handcrafted cocktails. Plus, with 40 big screen TVs, Sammy's is also the perfect place to catch your favorite game. Satisfy your craving anytime, 24/7, tableside or in the dining room at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Stone's Live Poker. My name is Vivica Fox. No, it's Veronica Brill. With me is the Jake.
You're welcome.
And tonight, turn off your GD phone. Turn it. Can we just pause the show while you turn this off? He has like 7 girlfriends texting him. Tonight is a 10:25 and pitter patter my heart. Zach from SAC is here tonight. He just does this to tease me. He does this to tease me. Matt is here.
He's the best.
Matt is here, and Jake almost like fainted when he walked in the room when he saw him.
It moved.
So tonight, again, 10:25. There's going to be a bomb pot every 30 minutes.
So at most games today here, they have a rake or a fixed drop. In bigger games, or sometimes like 4-card games like PLO, they'll do a time drop. Where they pay, like $100.
But we have gamblers.
We have gamblers, and the itch and like the sin is real. And so whenever we're gonna drop time tonight, all the players are gonna like do a $50 bomb pot through the flop. Everyone's gonna throw in 50, see the flop, and then they can bet turn in river.
Is this foreplay?
And then the winner. Oh yeah, yeah. So winner pays time.
Winner pays time. Bomb pots are real.
You win a $450 bomb pot.
Yeah, bomb pots are
plus
real.
whatever money you make turn river.
And little do they know they're paying more to do the bomb pot than they would just to pay the time
They're not
rate.
paying more. They're winning more.
There we go.
The key is to go hyper aggro on the turn.
Let's get down to the table and see these handsome gentlemen that This is an amazing lineup. C1, Brown Magic, the Wizard of Azan.
God, he's good.
Yeah, and I actually took that picture. That was when he was on Veronica and Friends. That's courtesy of Veronica Brill.
Super Crusher.
Brown Magic, C1. C2, Tim.
Tim owns over 1,000 video games.
Justin, Train should talk to him because they sound like they would like similar things. Tim's from the Bay Area, I believe.
Probably a crusher.
Probably owns souls for a living.
And look at that hair. It's it's kind of Robert Plant, kind of.
Like I don't care.
If
I have
Lyman
too
and
much
Robert
money.
Plant had a baby. If
Tim.
Lyman and Robert Plant had a baby.
Lyman and Robert Plant had a baby. It was Tim, and
God, that's good.
Tim said, "F live with the bike. Let's go to Stones."
We can't see him at the table right now, but in seat 3 is TD. No stranger to stirring up the pot, driving action.
This is a picture from 1995, but it's still just as good.
You can tell by the white frame sunglasses.
Yeah. I mean, TD is a crusher. Scary at the table. Anytime he's there, folding and just making the best moves possible. I haven't seen him not play perfect. I know you disagree with me.
But I hate most things.
You hate most things. Mailman.
Eric C4. Eric has been cracking my aces in every goddamn session I played for the last week.
Swear you not. I'm calling management right now. Do not say GD. Seat 4, yes. Mailman.
Yeah, he's been owning my soul.
He owns everybody's soul, actually.
And I let him off the hook the other day with quads.
C5, a brand new handsome face to the stream. Andrew, look at the boat in the background. He's like, yeah, I just take yachts, places. I just south of France, like Nice stuff. He's from the Bay.
He has a niece? Does she play poker?
Nice, France.
I know.
You're not cultured like I am. He is from the Bay Area also, I heard, and I heard he's a crusher. And anyone who comes down just to play 1025, scary.
The traveling 10.25 circuit, it's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal, and it's a good market. Matt.
Yeah.
It's up.
Matt H.
It's.
He's the best. We all know it.
You can just talk about him. Give him like a 30-second.
Hercules.
We love Matt H. Handsome guy, supports the Sacramento Kings, and how do you not love him?
So we haven't seen Andrew before. Matt's got position on him, and we're just an unknown player. That's always in a good spot to be, because you never know what whether they're tight, whether they're laggy, what they are. So Matt's in a good spot. The downside to being Matt, where Matt is to his immediate left is
Zach from Sac. What is what? I don't like that picture. I think we could do better. That looks like Trailer Park Boys. Anyway. Pitter Patter My Heart. Zach from Sac is my favorite player.
Is that like Blair Witch Project? What is that?
Yeah, that is Blair Witch Project. He was the star of the movie.
That makes so much sense.
He was the Blair Witch. Yeah, so Zach from Sac is here, ready to crush souls in his toque, or as you guys like to call it, his beanie. C-Date, another favorite of mine, Ryan, Pitter Patter My Heart. Love him. Always sends me wine. I sent him some wine tonight. He is one of those guys. He will play 1-3. 2-5, 5-5, 5-10, and a 10-25. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just loves to play.
He loves the action. He loves, yeah, he's got a lot of problems.
You love a player that loves to play. And then Peter in seat 9.
Peter.
Spoiler. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Is that Tom Cruise? Or is that Peter?
It's really good.
Spoiler alert. Peter's going to order a salad tonight. Let's get down to some action. Veronica and Friends, this third Wednesday, I've got a really good lineup. It's going to be mostly ladies.
And me.
No, you're not invited. But I will give away one player.
Poker's stupid.
Valerie's in the game.
Val Cross.
Valerie Cross is in the game, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a delight.
And we love it.
And we love it. I ordered the guys a round of drinks before we started. Action is on Zach. Look how cute he looks in his little purple Sacramento Kings
Zach's got a lot of goddamn white chips.
I love it. It makes a girl go squeamish, you know? Brian's opening up here.
He's got a big stack.
He's got a
big stack.
Huge. Brian's opening up here, raises to 80 with a Jack 10 suited of diamonds. Azan's coming to play. He says, yes, please.
King 10 off on the button. We don't love our hand, but we love our position against Brian's opening range.
4-6-9 on the flop, 2 hearts. Big Bruno, what's up? Welcome to the game. Watbry in the house. It looks like Brian is leading, and Azan's just going to give it up. 678 bot. It's not the real 678. Don't get excited. It's the bot. It pretends to be him.
I'm going to lie to myself and tell me that it's him.
Just lie to yourself like you do.
Lie to me.
Oh yeah, you're the best, baby. Shaney LOL, baby. Welcome to the game. Nice to see you. Tonight is Black Velvet night. Black Velvet, if you please. She's Canadian. It was a long time ago. It was in the 90s.
Was she really Canadian?
I swear to God, all my references are from the 90s. It's sad.
There's worse things. It could be from the 80s.
There's nothing wrong with the 80s. They're better than the 90s. Mailman is on the big blind. Zach from Sac looks extra nerdy tonight, and I love it. I love it. Brian's limping, which means he'll call anything. Right? Do I know my Brian, or do I know my Brian?
True. So if I'm not mistaken here, TD's picked up jacks. He's going to open up the pot, so it looks like 105 out of the small blind.
What am I saying? What? Here we go.
Here goes Brian.
There goes Brian. Brian's not going to fold nothing. He's set mining here. 10, 8, queen, 2 spades, I believe.
TD's got a gut shot straight draw and the best hand. Against TD's opening range out of the small blind in the limp pot, this should be in his hand. I don't see Brian getting cute.
I see him being cute. Oh. And yeah, Brian folds. Brian can find better spots there.
ABC poker.
He even has position on TD, but he can find a better spot. Tip goes to the dealer. Here we go. Look at that schmuck over there. He's like, oh, I wish I could play 1025. And we love it. I really hope Tim enjoys himself and comes back and gives us some more love, because this is a great game. This is a fun game.
It's a really good game.
There are, I would say, more than half the table is all about some action. We'll give it back. can be a top and a bottom.
Oh man.
Canadian Shooter, what's up? Welcome to the game.
Matt's got a couple queens.
I never realized they play poker on this channel. Yeah, we were doing fashion before, so we're now doing poker.
Yeah. You're late in Sacramento Kings attire.
Matt raises to 75 with his pocket queens under the gun.
Tim makes a call. Can't see his holding yet. TD's gonna flat the ace jack on the button. Probably a good idea versus Matt. Against other players that might be opening looser, I think you can 3-bet the ace jack, but against Matt, I think it's definitely a good idea to just call.
7-5-9 on the flop, 2 hearts.
And that should miss Matt's opening range here.
And we see that TD and Tim and Matt all have pretty good heart draws, backdoor heart draws. Oh, sorry, 2 diamonds, 2 diamonds. I saw hearts initially.
So Matt bet in this board, he's repping exactly what he has, just an overpair. TD's not gonna think about getting cute. 9-5-7 kind of, I mean, I don't say smashes, but like, I mean, it's a better board for TD flatting than it is for Matt opening. If TD really wanted to get, you know, creative there.
If you're taking big pairs out of Matt's range.
Well, no, I'm saying is like when Matt's only like, I mean, but he's only has, you know, his C-bets there are only going to have big pairs.
Yes.
And that's all he's repping there.
Yes.
So, but I mean, the board's better for TD's range than it is for Matt's range. So if TD wanted to get cute, like, I mean, it would have been a bad time because Max did have the overpair, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get cute right now.
Like 9-5-7, 8 flat and raise a turn puts Matt in a weird spot.
Does it? Matt likes it. Zach from Sac putting in a little raise to 75. I'm loving every minute of this. I love the poker talk at the table. You notice Peter always has chips in his hands? It's his comfort. It's his blanket. No? It's fine.
So 678 says betting queen out of position is a mistake. Multi-way protection is needed.
Proper 3-bet loves my hair. Thank you, Proper 3-bet. Zach wins that, scoops it.
It's kind of like, so a green 6-7 here, kind of goes back to what I was saying, like that board is much better for, I mean, mind we're backtracking another hand. You know, like I love to talk about like one hand for like 3 hours.
We could do this, but I said that board is better for TD's range if you're taking Matt's overpairs out of his range.
Well, no, you're never taking him out of his range. You're saying like, that he's gonna have some other hands.
You're saying that it would have hit TD's pocket pairs.
And or 1 pair straight draws, 1 pair flush draws.
Okay, I'll give you that.
2 pair hands. I mean, it's a better board for TD flatting than it is for Matt opening.
Brian's putting in a little raise under the gun here to 80.
You put yourself in a weird spot when you lead there.
I like weird spots.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes like, hey, let's just like go with it.
I love it. Ace-6 suited under the gun raise to 80. Oh God, this is just like life, man. It's
Ozzy's
everything.
Got 9s. Ozzy's gonna put in the 3-bet here. No, it's interesting.
Ozzy's like, I'm not going to be an ornament. I'm raising this. 250 to call.
A lot of players opening under the gun, you expect to have a very, very narrow, very, very tight range here, and 3-betting 9s might not be optimal here, but against Brian doesn't give a
But Brian isn't folding. Once he's got money in this pot, he's not folding pre-flop. 10-7-3 on the flop. A little bit of rainbow. Azan's still ahead here.
535 in the pot. Azan's gonna stay balanced here and C-bet this board. Not a lot of 10s that we can imagine Brian would be opening under the gun with and then flatting. Maybe Jack 10. Sometimes Ace 10 and Ace 10 seems more like a 4-better fold type hand. As it is, Azan's got the best hand. Gets out of the way.
Big Bruno says Jake's one of the best poker commentators I've seen. Yeah, I'm just, you know.
Who is this?
I'm just
Big
top
Bruno?
liver.
Big Bruno, like, you're the best.
It's fine. I mean, I just make him look good. I'm the Christmas tree. He's the ornament. I just hold him up.
I'm shinier than you are?
You're shinier, and everyone loves you. But without me, you'd be nothing.
They think I'm pretty.
They think you're pretty.
They think I'm pretty.
They like your beard.
That's what I've always wanted.
Did you cut it? It's too short.
Oh no, I trimmed the beard like way too tight. It was not.
Yeah, you lose your mojo. You know what mojo is, right?
I've heard of it. I've read about it.
Yeah, you've lost some of your mojo.
It was invented in the 70s, was it not?
Maybe in the 60s.
Discovered in the 70s.
Discovered in the 70s, made in the 60s.
60s, okay, yeah.
And you can have Mojo down there too.
No, it was like one of those like Seinfeld episode things. Like, oh, like here, like it's a little bit uneven. I'm gonna turn there. Like, okay, now this side's uneven. Like, oh, and then it was like, oh.
That's why you need to see professionals.
I do, and like I saw my barber, and he's like, what did you do? And I was like, reasons because things.
So Andrew in C5 raises to 75. We're going to give Andrew and Tim a break because I noticed their cards are not being read. They're probably not over the reader correctly. Brian's got money in the pot. He's not folding. And Zach from Sac comes along with pocket sevens. King A7.
That's a lot of sevens for Zach.
A little bit of disco for Zach. 2 spades though.
Normal,
Still kind of a draw heavy board with an ace king.
Should be a pretty good board for Andrew's opening range. We're gonna be c-betting here everything. He does. Zach's probably gonna raise here just because it is such a good board for his opening range that Zach's got to figure he's got some of that and can check raise here. If it was a drier flop, he'd probably just flat as it is with the ace and the king on board and the spades. He can get value from a lot of worse hands that still have some showdown value.
His raise is 430, so it's 280 to call. He knows any sort of good ace will probably call off here, or a spade. You can get value out of a lot of hands here. I love it. I actually love it.
It's good. No, it's good. Zach knows what's up.
Zach, it's so good.
So good.
I'm just sending him secret messages.
It's gonna be 280 to call back to Andrew. Andrew's cutting some chips.
And he loves it. He loves this action.
It's not done yet. So at this point, we got to figure he's got to have a big ace.
That's a tough card here. So a jack would complete some sort of a royal, or not a royal, Broadway.
Unless Andrew's got like the queen 10 of spades, it's hard to imagine that he would have continued here without a big ace. Zach's now going to look to get value from a 2-pair type hand. Ace queen was probably going to fold this board.
Do you like that Zach's leading this?
Yeah, oh yeah. We don't check raise and then not lead a turn. That's just a weird spot. We talked about like
double check raise.
It's not real.
The rare bird. And Andrew looks a little perplexed. Is that fair?
Zach leads 875, and yeah, I think Andrew's kind of swimming here. Like, where did this go? How did I go wrong here? What is this guy betting on that board?
That finger had no lube in it.
Did not. Zach gets away. I'm sorry, Andrew gets away. We don't see what he had. I mean, he might maybe have some.
What was the size of his bet? It was just under half
on that board. It's very reasonable to think of your Zach that he's got to have a 2-pair plus type hand that he might be willing to stack off with. So I don't mind just hey, let's go big, let's go for stacks here. Let's get the money in. I don't want you to get away. I don't want a scare card to come. I don't want a spade to come off.
Yeah.
I mean, now like, I don't think Zach's necessarily worried about a spade like making Andrew's hand. He's worried about it killing his action. You know.
Okay.
So let's get the money in. Come on, baby. Let's go. Stack off and love me.
We've seen, oh yes, baby, yes. Stack off and love me. We've seen Zach actually even 3-barrel bluff for heaps. So if anyone's been watching this, if Andrew watched this previously, it would give him a little more action. No, maybe a little bit more of a call. We didn't see what Andrew had. So
here's the thing about that, like Zach can get aggro, but he gets aggro like, I mean, board technically, that's not the board that Zach's looking to suddenly like lose it against someone who opens and then calls a check raise. You know what I'm saying? Like a much drier board texture, Zach might like, hey, okay, well this is gonna miss you a lot of times, and it's gonna be hard for you to call off with like just 1 overpair.
Yes.
That board is gonna make the villain's hand 2-pair so many times.
Yes. That
I don't think Zach's gonna have very many bluffs.
2-pair better, like a good draw.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 1 pair and some equity, 2-pair plus.
I love it.
But it's, yeah.
Anything that Zach and Matt do is just so good, right?
Just like, I love it. I don't know what that was, but I love it.
They're like, you know what they are? They're our Twix bar. You get the left, I get the right.
So 620 says unless you jam draws too. I'd be hesitant to though. I wonder like about jamming like spades there. Like so you had like hand like it's like 6-8 of spades.
But Zach's not folding.
Well, so let's say Zach check raised like a spade draw, like 6-8 of spades, 5-7 of spades. Who cares? Spades.
Yes.
And then that card, like, because you're expecting your opponent to make a 2-pair type hand. So when you call it check raise, you want him to have. He's probably gonna have the big A's. It's hard for him that Jack not to improve his hand, give him some sort of straight draw and/or 2-pair to hand to go with it. So I don't think like barreling just draws there. It's profitable because we're probably counting our opponent to call off a lot.
So this is an interesting
Raise
flop.
75,
so,
sorry.
TD raises to 75. Azan calls 50 with a queen 10. Flop hits a little bit of everybody. Ace, queen 5, 2 hearts. They both have heart backdoor draws. Azan's got them notched. Azan's got a queen here, but TD picked up a gut shot. Inside straight draw. I know, gut shot's so 2006. Is it not?
Seems same. I don't judge.
Yes, you do. King on the river.
TD gets there.
Check, check. Two-Face Man 69, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. He's talking about bad beats. Yeah, we don't want to hear it. Just be honest. Let's just keep it real.
Be real.
Yeah. I'm loving this game already.
It's a good game.
It's hard to not love a 10-25 game. It's easy to hate a 1-2.
It's easy to hate a lot of things.
Yeah, it's easy to hate most things, but a 10-25,
Like cat people.
how can I describe a 10-25? Like a male supermodel, with a good beard. Not you.
Like Brad Pitt in the 90s.
Like Brad Pitt in the 90s. That's what a 10-25 game is.
It's Brad Pitt in the
Robert
90s.
Smith in the 80s.
No.
Stuff like that.
Put it away. That's like...
No, I don't want to put it away. Don't make me.
Oh, man.
So, I'm ready for the drop. I'm ready for the bomb pot.
It's going to be good. I can't wait.
It's going to be better than good. I warranty you right now, number one, I warranty you right now there's going to be some huge hands that will...
I don't think they got that.
They didn't need to get that. There's some like hammering under the table. I'm not allowed to say swear words anymore at all. Like I get called in the back, but I can imply things.
Yeah.
And
Like
tonight
shoots.
is Thanksgiving at the Polish household. Lots of sex talk.
And we love it.
Do you have head-ups right now? I don't want to share this with you.
No, I'm good. Just don't ask my doctor.
Zach puts in a raise of 75, and I love it. A 10-8 suited. I have to pay attention. He might be playing on Veronica and Friends. We don't know yet.
Brian's going to flat the queen 9, and Peter's going to wake up with 9s on the button.
Now, let me tell you about Brian here, because I'm in tune to Brian. If enough people call, Brian's calling.
It's going to be hard. Peter 3-betting, and mind he's 3-betting the button, so he can be 3-betting a little bit wider, but it's still Peter. Peter's pretty snug.
Peter is snug.
I wouldn't expect Peter, he bets, and that's a big 3-bet. Mind you, 390, that's a huge 3-bet.
So let me dive into Brian's head for a minute here. Brian loves money and big pots.
Yes, he does.
And had Zach called and maybe someone else called, Brian wouldn't even look to see if he actually had a queen 9 still. You know how people double check and then they call? Brian would have called with anything. Because Brian likes when pots are big.
Yeah, I have 2 quad draws. I can't fold.
Right? I have 2 flush draws.
Usually. But no, like, that's a hard part. Like Peter 3-betting here. I mean, especially when he 3-bets that large, he's gonna have a hard time getting action. The interesting thing would be like to see what happens if Peter adapts or changes his sizing when he has a real hand. So I mean, I don't see 9s are a real hand. What I'm saying is, like, let's say if Peter picks up aces and he makes it like 250 over $75 open instead of 390.
Peter's going to play the same every game. Peter plays the same every game, and we talked about that.
Bombs, big pot poker.
Yes, we should actually be playing the same kind of, but then again, I believe in adjusting your game to the people around you also.
Yeah.
When the game gets really loose, you tighten up a little.
The smaller I play, the wider I play. But also conversely, because you find worse players at lower stakes oftentimes, and so you want to play more pots than them. So I play more hands.
I don't know.
Also, I get bored.
And you find worse players in every game. Maybe not this 10-25. They're all pretty competent, but man, you'd be surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, I was playing. What was I playing? 5-5 in Vegas. 2-5. I gave it all away. Everything.
Sometimes we have to set money on fire, though.
I really enjoy setting money on fire. It hurts. Like, it hurts carrying it on me. I don't enjoy it. I'm just like, I want to set this on fire. Why do I have this here?
Right?
I love how nerdy Zach looks tonight. Look at that button-up short sleeve shirt. Zach looks like he's putting in a race to 75 with pocket fours, and I love it. And I love it. I can't wait to see Tim, come out of his cocoon and become a butterfly.
Jimmy Rocket's long hair. He's not butterflied enough.
He's our, what's his name? The artist, Daryl? What's his name on Twitter? Daryl Dyer. Yeah, he's our new, sweeter version of him.
Just because you only think he has long hair.
Daryl's just kind of a jerk, but this guy's a really nice guy.
Really?
Yeah, to me.
Oh, wow.
You know how, guys like you, and then they're mean to you in the playground? Daryl just never grew out of that. He probably loves me and has, my picture on his wall, but he doesn't know how to say it, so he's mean to me.
He's still tugging your ponytail and running away.
Yeah. Evil Twin 678 said, "Yep, exactly."
Yeah.
Mega Donor says, "Who's that sexy brunette? She reminds me of the hot blonde." I know, I'm her sister.
Yeah.
Bomb pot.
Bomb pot. Here it is.
Bomb pot. $50 to a flop.
From everyone. Everyone will see the flop. They will then put money on the turn and river. Winner will pays time. So $50. Everyone's going to see the turn.
Love it.
And then the betting will commence.
Anything that involves lots of gambling, I want to do a Pie Gal commentary. You know what I mean? I love.
What I love about this,
gambling.
there's $4.50 in the pot already, and now we get a flop.
Queen 5-5. It's a hit or miss flop. What, Brian? My name is not Samantha. It's Barbara.
Queen 5-5 should check through on anything. I wouldn't expect anyone even with a queen here to bet.
3 on the turn.
Now someone's got a queen. Mailman's got a 5. Mailman's tripped up his 5s. He's not going to lead the turn. Should run off most everything. Peter catches a 3. But I don't think a queen 5-5 we want to put a lot of money in. There's $600 in the pot.
There's Purple Rain also being played on the intercom. I love it. Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
And Mailman will be paying time for the table. I also feel that's a better way to pay time.
I love it.
Let's bomb a pot. Winner pays time.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And play Purple Rain at the same time. Did you buy the table of Run and Drinks? Because I did.
Speaking of the devil,
Veronica.
what a neat cut.
The other version of me.
11?
Can we send a round of drinks to the guys on table 11? Thank you. He's paying.
Yes.
Oh, Brian's putting in a raise here. 85 with a 10-8 suited, and
We love it.
we love it. You got me saying that.
Well, I stole that from Babies Don't Talk.
Good. We should steal things from him.
He's a good guy.
Stealing things is good.
Yeah.
I never said he wasn't a good guy. King, 6 king on the flop, 2 spades. Azan's still ahead here.
Azan should be betting small here. As it is, he bets about half pot, a little less, or I'm sorry, a little more. TD makes a call. He's got position. And Azan's not gonna love that.
2 a turn, 8 on the turn. How much can you worry about that 8 if you're Azan?
You're not worried about the 8 at all.
You're worried about the king.
You're worried about the king. You're really hoping
And you're
that
out of
TD check.
position. You're out of position.
You're out of position, and which is key. And now you see TD lead out here.
Well, Azan checks. So TD leads out.
Check bet.
Now,
That's probably gonna be the end of the
it's a
hand.
tough spot. Yeah, it's a real tough spot for Azan. TD plays his position so well.
And this hand is a perfect example of what the power position in poker really is. We see Azan here with the best hand. TD's by far the worst of it. But all he has to do is flat the flop and see what Ozzy does on the turn.
as soon as Ozzy checks.
As soon as Ozzy shows weakness, then if you're TD, you're never getting value from worse hands, but we can definitely get Azan to fold better. Azan's going to fold everything, 7s, 9s, 10s. I mean, there's not a lot of hands that Azan's going to continue with on King 6 because it's so hard to, I think that TD's going to be flatting and then betting anything worse than a king. Maybe some flush draws on the turn.
So he checks, Azan checks on the turn, on the turn, shows a little bit of weakness, but would there be any bet size that would also show weakness to TD? That TD would pounce on?
Yes and no. So the problem is though, if Azan bets small, that could be perceived as a come hither bet. Like Azan's got a hand like ace king king
Super
queen.
value.
Like, come on, I don't want to lose you. Let's
be my friend.
Yeah.
Let's date.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Yeah. Let's date for this hand.
And then on the other end, he can be bombing the pot, and again, he just is well likely to have the king trying to keep bluffs in his range. Should be like smash, 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 trying to make it look almost like he's on a flush draw, and has equity in the hand, but it has no showdown value, and just barreling. But he can be building a pot here with the king as well.
So Brian raised here, and Zach called. No, and I don't think it was Brian. It was Peter. It's showing Brian.
Brian's out of the hand, so forget about the 7-5. Zach checks over.
Our graphics are catching up. It's okay. Peter C bets. Zach folds. The story goes on. The same as it was before. There's a Led Zeppelin song about that. Pretty sure.
That's not Zach, but.
If you are just joining us, first time today, if you are a Virgin Stones Live viewer, hit the little heart. We will notify you when we go live every Monday and Wednesday. We typically have a 5-5 and a 5-10 Mondays and Wednesdays. But once a month we do a 10-25 and Jake coughs on the stream.
You have to try to be.
You pay extra for that.
You have to try to die something.
Yeah.
Did someone just fold a 10-8 of hearts?
I hate it. Don't. How are you playing 10-25 folding 10-8 of hearts? Right? TD sitting on 6.2K. Zach 6K, and I love it. And Matt.
Ryan, everyone's pretty deep.
Yeah. No one likes a shallow game. Shallow anything.
No. Crush Live Poker. Mr. Bartholomew Hansen in the house.
Bart Hansen, sending my love. Nice to see you. Bart Hansen played in Veronica and Friends.
He had a great time.
We won't talk about the aftermath.
Yes, he did.
We loved him.
Yes, he did.
He fit right in.
Yes, you did, Bart. Yes, you did. Happy New Year. We love
Looks like
there's an open.
Matt, TD raises to 75. Zach from SAC, my boo, raises to 275.
King 7 of diamonds.
Love it. I love it. And power of position again. And Bart Hansen will be here from January 30th. I tried mixing January and February together in my head. January 30th to February 1st. Very excited. I enjoy Bart Hansen. I feel like he's a part of our family. He fits in, you know?
Bart clicks with us really well. Like there's certain people like, hey, you can be Stone's crew, and Bart's one of those guys like, you're Stone's crew.
You're Stone's crew.
Right.
You're either Stone's crew or you're not.
Yeah.
He is.
Bart's
yes.
very
100%.
Stone's crew.
Jersey B, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat.
Bart walked home about 5 miles after the 8th shot of the dive.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
He did. That's what. No, Bart did.
Okay.
You thought I was like outing him? No.
Yeah, I'm like, don't out him. Let him out himself. Tim raises to 75 here, pocket fives. He's been playing pretty snug, although the stream's only gone for 35 minutes. He's been playing pretty snug. We'll see if he gets some action. Andrew gives him a call with pocket eights.
Peter, king, queen in the small blind. See where he goes here. Wow, Peter's gonna lay down. Ozzy's getting a great price, but his hand's pretty junked. Especially against an under the gun open.
I just don't like laying down king, queen. 10-4-3 on the flop.
Andrew still has the best of it, but Tim was the original aggressor and opened under the gun. This will probably go bet fold here.
Yeah, a C bet out of Tim. Let's see what Andrew does.
Andrew's not done yet.
Andrew doesn't believe. He does not believe. 4 on the turn, pairs the board.
Tim's gonna give up. He's gonna check already. If you're Andrew, you'd expect him to continue with Jacks plus. Andrew now bets 175 with the best hand, and Tim gives it up.
Nav5, what's up? I went for lunch with Nav. He came and played last week's Wednesday stream, then he played Monday, went back to Canada. Nice guy, loved him. He knows all my friends in Canada, and I've never met him before.
Wait, both of them?
I hate you. We're a small crew, and he knew all my friends. I knew all his friends. We didn't know each other. We went to the Red Rabbit.
It's funny the way that goes.
Yeah, right?
Like I've run into some regular like Sacktown barrelers and like out of town like in like Tahoe at circuit events and whatnot, and you feel like, oh, where are you from? Over from Sac. And
you
find out
never
like we have like 20 mutual friends.
But you've never met them.
Exactly.
That
It's
was
weird the way that goes.
That was me and Nav.
Yeah.
Nav and me.
And then you can't stop running into them.
Yeah. And now we're pen pals. TD puts in a race to 75. I like it. 5-7. He mixes up his range. He's under the gun. Love it. Everybody, behold the power of TD.
Wow, and it gets through. Brian folded ace-3 of clubs.
No. Brian needs money in the pot. You don't understand the thought process of Brian. I get Brian.
I don't hear the elevator music.
You're the Matt. Yes, you're the Matt. You're maybe the mailman. I can translate Brian. Brian wants money in the pot. Brian will play any hand. He just needs money in the pot. You just don't get it, man.
I need 5 to 1 to make bad decisions.
Yes. You don't know that?
Yeah, I can. That way you can rationalize.
Yes. Pay my own price to draw.
Mailman makes a 75 to go under the gun.
Zach calls, and I love it.
You got it bad now.
It's your fault. There's so much gamble in this water, I swear.
Right. Mailman.
I would say this is the bottom of Mailman's range here.
Oh, here we go. Middle set versus top pair. Mailman's gonna check it over to Zach. Top pair backdoor spades.
Why wouldn't he c-bet his entire range here?
He's heads up. I think he should be. He's gonna check call here. No, he check raises. I would have
liked a call, and then...
I would prefer to see him lead.
Yeah, I would have liked a lead, but if you're going to check, I would have just liked a call and let Zach continue to...
Check raise. Jack 8 deuce is so dry. I mean, how many were the 9-10 draw?
Deuce pairs the board. Mailman's got the boat. Zach can't win at all. Not nice mice. Welcome to the game. Jersey B is still talking to Bart Hansen.
So this is kind of a weird spot for Zach on the flop, specifically. As it is now, I think Zach can get away.
I think he will get away.
So the problem is, mailman opens under the gun, and check raises the jack 8 deuce. Like, where's his range right here? Like that? Did check raise that when we got like pocket jacks? It's hard to have pocket jacks. Zach's got a jack. Pocket eights,
pocket deuce.
and like that's it. Maybe 9-10. Maybe we like check raising 9-10 like once.
Does 9-10 lead this turn though? Does 9-10 lead this turn?
Yeah, we don't ever give up. Giving up's not cool. Deuce on the river.
I think
Zach makes an ugly boat.
I think Zach's gonna give up on this. It's such a bad. I mean, it doesn't.
We're calling for chops here.
Doesn't change much. Run it up, Legion. What's up? Welcome to the game.
So 67 points. That queen would be a good check raise too. I agree. But now we don't beat any of those hands, and we didn't beat them on the turn. From Zach's perspective, I mean, we're blocking pocket jacks, sure. But I mean, he only has 9-10. But I don't think would he lead river with would he double barrel the turn? Yes. Would he triple barrel to the river with 9-10? I think not. If we're calling here, we're calling for chops.
It's so rare that it's a river lead bluff.
I just don't see it.
I think Zach can give this up.
Because at this point, if you're mailman, and so let's say you have the 9-10.
The thing is, Zach's thinking it's only 7 chips.
7 chips.
I think he knows he's beat. He knows he's beat. Look at him. Oh, he's giving
it.
Yeah.
He hates it.
He knows he's beat. He hates this. What a bad river. Ace 8, he thought maybe would pay him off.
Oh, I just don't. Once Zach calls a check raise and calls a turn, the out of position play, if you're Zach, you gotta know, like, hey, this guy's gotta know I have a pair at this point. So, like, bluffing not the 9-10 is like so no bueno.
Yes. Yes.
So I think we got at that point we got like there's no way he has that at this point. I mean, for anyone to triple barrel the 9-10 there would have been nuts.
Had Mailman had an Ace 8, how would he play it? Would he play the same way? He would check the river, no?
Yes, he'd like him check the river.
Yeah. So
I don't love it. As it is, Mailman got the max, but I think he's fortunate to have gotten that much. Zach got a little giving there, I feel.
You know why? Because vodka.
Because vodka. Oh, speaking of which, something about the table is round?
Yes, and we're hoping things get warm and loosey. We like warm and loosey. Tassels. You know, those things.
Those things. Matt makes it 75 to go. Tim's going to come along with pocket 4s. Queen 9-6 rainbow. Matt's got an inside straight draw. Tim misses, but still has the best hand. That fold. Aggression.
So yeah, Zach asked to play Veronica and Friends and said that he would raise every hand. And I said, okay, you're in.
Sold.
Sold.
So you have an opening on this show, yes?
No, you're doing commentary.
No. We just...
No, I've watched.
Don't speak.
I've watched you play. You're a nit. We can't do this. I gave you one chance. I let 6 months fly, and I let you play in my game, and then you played like a nit. So we can't do this. We're breaking up.
What if I give you more action?
I'm not talking about poker? What? Looks like Peter is ready to... Grabbing chips. Stop flustering me. 90 to go. Peter's got the queen jack under the gun +3. TD on the button calls 90. And Andrew calls. We have a game, ladies and gentlemen. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Oh, ace 5-9.
2 pair for Andrew. Gonna have a hard time finding any love there.
7 on the turn.
What if I promise to get drunk? We got a good point. You know,
okay.
You know drinking's in my range.
We will let the audience vote. If Jake drinks, this is the only variable. Jake has to drink. If Jake drinks, shall I allow him to play in Veronica and Friends this month? 1 yes, 2 no. Go!
Jersey B, welcome to the chat. Everyone.
Yeah, JFK Stone says you can't call dibs on Veronica. She calls dibs on you. Damn right.
Damn. Truth.
A 678 bot. Speak English. I don't
They're all
understand.
winning. Dondo 111 says 3.
3 means 1, right? All right. Jake's in the game. Who's doing commentary?
Wait. Yeah. That's a good point.
You know what? We should get Bart Hansen.
Barton cut.
Make it so!
Brian makes it 65 to go with the 6-3 of clubs.
Looks like he's getting some action out of Mailman.
Got better clubs. Jack 8.
Clubs. 6-7 deuce.
Brian's got way the best of it. There's funny, like, so we talk about like a board like 6-7 deuce against most players' opening ranges should be pretty safe. Brian, who arbitrarily opens a lot of like lower and middle like offsuit combination
Light
hands,
opens light.
he opens really light, like the 5-4, like the whole like 8x through like deuce x, like kind of muddling, just like you know, I found 2 quad draws, I'm gonna go with it. You kind of spots. Those boards like kind of smashes Brian's range.
Yes. Actually,
If the board gave me like King, Queen, 4, I'm much more inclined to be like, if I was like playing against Brian, like, no, he whiffed that. He's got like 5-7 here.
Yeah.
He always has the 5-7 here.
they're saying get Lon to do commentary.
There we go.
Yeah. And I will fly in from Calgary just to do commentary. Right on, Two-Face Man. And Steelers 4040 said you have to drink doubles since you're such a nit.
That's true.
Don't worry, he'll be drinking quadruples.
I'm not a drink nit though.
678 bot. We don't want to hear any bad beat stories. We don't care. I don't care.
Commentary. 678.
678 should do commentary.
678.
Azan raises to 75. We can't see his cards. They're not on the reader. Gets a couple callers. Oh, Mailman 3 bets at 350, and I love it.
I just have the greatest idea in the world.
Your greatest ideas in the world are terrible.
So Mailman 3 bets 350 takes the pot. We'll get Azan. And 678 in the booth. And we get exploitive versus game theory argument the entire time over a drunk 1-3 game.
And we should send them drinks.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's talk to, you know what? We won't talk to Justin. We'll just make it happen.
Yeah.
But Azan will want to be in the game.
Yeah.
But no. Azan got in 2 games in a row. No. Azan thinks he's just like in my game. It's not going to happen. He still has to ask like everybody else. Stop. I have a special soft spot for Azan. What can I say?
Layup. Did someone say drinks? Yes, 678. Drinks.
Restaurant says they do make an adorable couple. You should see our children.
Yeah. I mean, they drool a lot, but you know, they're cute. TD makes it 125 to go with a Jack 9 offer. Takes on the pot. Waprai, you in 678?
Actually, that would be a very interesting combination. Waprai and 678 in the booth. It would be like Trans Am and GTO. It's always good to have opposites.
See, Dondo 111 knows you got to balance your frequency on setting the booth and the live game drinks. It's like,
you get me, Donduo. You get me. It's like you've peered into my soul.
you get exploited only send, exactly. If you only send the game drinks, everybody knows where you're going to drinks every time. Every time you call for service, it's too exploitable. You have to balance. You just got
way too deep into this right now. I don't know what's going on anymore. It looks like TD's putting in a raise to 125.
It's a bigger open.
Bigger than we've seen.
Is it a $50 straddle? Yes, no?
I'm hoping. I don't see one. I would actually love a little bit of strudel in this game. But I feel like there's enough action. You know, sometimes you need a strudel to get some action, but I feel like there's enough action in this game regardless. No, it's fine. I didn't say anything.
I feel like
tell me how you feel.
And Train would be interesting on the fact because Train just got a Corvette. And so they could like argue like T-top Trans Am versus Corvette, like.
But then we would never talk about the game.
And then like they could like argue about like what gets pick up the most chicks, and like the chat is like they argue like
You know,
what big douchebags they
If
are.
Wattbry and Train got in the booth, it would be the same as Bart Hansen and 678. It'd be a lot of.
Too much synergy.
It'll be a lot of the sameness. Wattbry is just
I
a
think
few
Wattbry and
years.
678 would be fun.
Wattbry's a few years older than Train, so he's like a little bit. Is the same version of
He's
Train.
more trained.
He's more trained of a Train. Yeah. Matt's putting in a race here. I love it. Late position. Looks like race to 100. Brian's calling. Brian likes to butter himself up and get in the game. Brian's got ace jack.
Peter's going to call it the smaller one, the king queen. 5-7 Dewey. Matt's got top pair. He's way out in front here, but once again, this is a board that we would think would miss his opening range most times.
But he
Instead,
is
he's
in
all
late
over it.
position. Yeah.
Brian's going to float him with the ace jack. Brian's hoping that Matt's going to give up on the turn. He can seal his pot. He also is going to have the best hand a decent percentage of the time with the ace jack
I
here.
always talk about Brian being a professional floater. If he sees some weakness, he's going to pounce.
The 4 connects a lot of stuff that Matt might expect Brian to like call the flop with. This got a decent chance I can go and check here.
Matt can't check this because as soon as he does, Brian's going to steal this. So Matt's going to continue here. 2 barrels. Although he's not bluffing.
Okay, so if I'm Brian here, I'm definitely consider raising.
That's the only thing you have, folding or raising.
Yes, it's such a better mind. I mean, Matt's got top pair, but I think he's also he's kind of on this board just going to count at 1 pair. I mean, yes, he can have he can have top set, he can have middle set. I mean, he still has sets, right? But on that board, and for Brian to when Brian flats, and we already talked about Brian's range where he loves playing those like middle-ish, weird cards. That is such a good turn.
Sorry, I'm getting
such a good turn card
excited.
for him. Such a good turn. I mean, the 5-6, the 7-5, or the 7-6, the 4-5. I mean, everything's already there. Like,
Have you ever gotten a bouquet of flowers and that happiness, the smell, and
and then
everything?
lit it on fire.
No. Like the bouquet of flowers is when I
Oh.
see Brian. When I walk in and I see Brian, I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy now.
I would have really thought about trying to get Matt off 1 pair there. I was thinking
And he had position on Matt.
That's such a good turn card for me in my
Versus
range.
Matt's range.
I float the ace jack there, but it's
Matt's range.
such a good turn card for me.
I would not put Matt on that.
What
on
even
that
then,
range
even
at
if you knew for a fact Matt had 10-7, I still consider raising there.
Yeah, because you can
It's
get
so
him
hard
off
for-
the hand. Yeah.
It's such a good. Yeah.
Matt raises again. He's continuing the aggression, raises to 100. Brian now elects to put his car into like, what gear would you say? 5th gear? 6th gear? Puts in a 3-bet to 260, puts some pressure on Matt. Matt's going to fold this. I'm just going to say. I'm just saying this.
Reaches for chips.
Oh, and I love it! Matt's like, you are not exploiting my freaking pre-flop raising. King 6-3 on the flop. Matt's loving this. Checking of Brian, seeing if Brian is going to continue this aggression. Of course he does. They each get a piece of this. What do you think? Tell me. Your heart is
Matt
pitter-pattering.
is going to check call the shit out of this. He's just going to check call this entire board down. The board's going to have to get really weird. Find an ace somewhere for Matt to fold. Brian's betting pretty big here.
Matt knows that 6-3 hit Brian's greasy range. That bacon, buttery range of his.
Matt is never folding top pair to 1 bet. It's against his religion.
Don Duo says, please turn a 6, please.
That's a card that might get Matt to shy away from.
Now Matt checks. Can Brian continue his aggression? Can Brian continue this story?
If he wants to take on the pot, he's going to need to. Now, we got to imagine Matt probably would have 4-bet ace king, unless Brian thinks that Matt's just gonna like float a hand like ace queen on the king 6-3 in the 3-bet pot, which it doesn't make a lot of sense.
1.3K in the pot.
It's hard to put Matt on an ace right now.
And Brian bets
5.25.
Yeah.
And now this is gonna get tough for Matt.
678 says this is a great card for Brian's range.
Exactly. He said it's hard for the ace to improve Matt.
Oh, I'm loving this hand. I'm just
Wow.
letting you know.
Matt has got a little
Wow.
bit of soul read going on right now and is not folding yet.
Wow.
It's going to take 3 streaks of aggression for Brian to take down this hand.
Is Matt in check call mode now? Brian has to make this big.
Okay, so I would expect after this hand, after Matt check calls 2 streets, I would almost, knowing Brian, I would almost expect Brian to check back a lot, like, you know, like it's like ace, queen, ace, jack, and just like go to showdown here. If Brian bets again, Matt might probably think it's a bluff. Matt, king, queen, takes it down.
Brian cuts his losses and just checks the river. Yeah, Nadhedge says barrel. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way he's going to win this is like a massive barrel, like a 2.7K barrel, right? The pot was 2.3. Bigger than the pot.
He would have had to blast a lot of chips there. I don't know if he would have had to blast that big,
Machine gun. Sorry.
Jesus. It just, he was, for him to triple barrel that board, he's repping in a 3-bet pot. It's such a narrow, like, I mean, it's gotta be ace king, aces or kings.
The way it was played, Matt obviously did not have an ace, a strong ace.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, so if you're Matt considering, like, you know, what to do on the river, it's hard. Brian's like almost got to have in a 3-bet pot, almost specifically have ace king, aces or kings. I mean, it's a very, very, very narrow range of hands to have. Matt's got a king, so he's blocking kings at least. He's blocking ace king.
Yeah.
It's not impossible to have it, you know, but he still can. But
poor mother says, "Wow, she's terrible." You're welcome. You're welcome.
So 6, 7, 8 would like a bigger bet on the turn.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're gonna bluff, make it reasonable, or maybe he was trying to make it look like a value bet. Like he's trying
there's a fine balance there. There's a fine balance between, you know, like building a pot when you have the best hand, bombing, and or like me trying to, like, you know, make bluffs look value-y at the same time. It's always about balance.
Queen 6-5 on the flop, 2 spades. Matt has the king of spades, backdoor flush draw.
Ben Roethlisberger 7, welcome to the chat. Jason Vivno, I think I'm mispronouncing that.
Back to the washroom. To the ladies' room. Hold it down yourself.
TD takes on the pot. Reno Grinder, Mr. Adam Bishop, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are playing 10-25, no limit hold'em. Everyone seems to be pretty deep right now. 200 bigs plus. So Zach, he's going to open up the pot here. I think it's 100 to go with the queen jack off. Corey OK 123. The game got started about an hour or 2 before we started streaming, so I'm not sure who's stuck and who's not right now. We know that Zach and TD have a lot of chips in front of them, as does Matt and Mailman, if I'm not mistaken. But those players like to buy in pretty deep as it is. It's gonna fold to Brian. He picked up with the Jack 10 of hearts. Makes it 100 to go. It's gonna get through. So Brett McCall, Juana has a question here. How do you feel about really deep spot top position versus tough players like 500 bigs deep? Do you think there is a merit in flatting 100% of your range? The deeper we are, the more we're gonna be. I feel like we're gonna be flatting versus like 3-betting. I mean, trying to play for stacks with it. You know, there's more hands. I think we're gonna be flatting the deeper we are. 100% of our range. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, if we're still like flatting.
Depends on how the table's playing, right?
I mean, because there's definitely a balance between like there's definitely spots where we want to be flatting aces and kings and looking to get it in on any flop, but like 500, like super deep spots like that, I don't necessarily think that's the case.
Reno Grinder, what's up? Nice to see you. Normally I'm stalking you on Twitter. Now you're in the chat. Tim's putting in a little raise here to 100 in the hijack. TD's grabbing chips. Looks like a 3-bet.
Got the ace and the king.
375. And takes it, 275, pardon me, takes it down. Tim has not been very active, and I feel like...
Part of it's probably got to be because he has TD to his immediate left.
But
and that's going to keep you in check to some degree.
Here's what I'm thinking. So we've seen him raise here, TD 3-bets him, he folds. Now the table's seeing, okay, I can exploit that. Next time he raises, I'm going to 3-bet him. No? I would have called there regardless, just to show that you cannot exploit me. Let's see what happens on the flop.
Part of it, we're also out of position though against a very aggressive player who's capable of firing multiple streets with air. And how often? I mean, to check call down light really puts us in a lot of awkward spots.
What are you raising? You're raising light? You haven't been raising for an hour. You suddenly raise. Are you raising light?
We have aces versus kings.
E1080, the blonde got fired. Here I am. Oh, my poor Zach. He's kind of running cold today.
So Brian limps under the gun.
I love it.
Because reasons that we've talked about. Zach opens big.
Brian and Zach make my heart pitter patter. I hate that this is happening right now. I wish it was other people.
So one of these old school plays that we see a lot of players make that I've not been shy about.
You hate it.
Is the limp re-raise with aces or kings under the gun.
Limping in early position.
And this actually might help Zach from going broke here.
Plastica, what's up? Welcome to the game. Nice to see you. Thank you for the card. Zach's sitting here thinking, what's going on? The thing with Brian, why Brian I think would get paid, is Brian plays everything.
Brian would be flatting everything.
Brian would be flatting everything, but he would be raising maybe with jacks, queens, ace, king. No? Zach's putting in a 4-bet. Zach's putting in a 4-bet, and when you're playing this deep, you can. And Brian's like, is this a gold mine here? Am I facing kings, or is Zach trying to get funky? What do you do here if you're Brian? Like, if he doesn't have kings, if he doesn't have kings, you want to keep him in, right? I'm saying if he has like a...
One consideration, we could flat here, and that would put about 2K in the pot, giving us an SPR of about 2, which means we can jam over any continuation bet on the flop. That's one way to get the stacks in. If we 5-bet here after limping under the gun, we might be giving our opponent the one and only shot to get away from kings and queens.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So I think flatting is a consideration here.
I would like a flat here. Because if Zach's getting tricky with like a queen jack, you know sometimes players like to get tricky and get personal with a queen jack or a worse hand, an ace king. Wouldn't you want to keep them in? And then c-bet when they hit the flop with a pair?
So 5-betting aces here isn't as bad as like 5-betting kings would be. But I think with those effective stack sizes, if you're trying to play for stacks, you're trying to get it in, I think flatting is fine. Because then we can jam flop over any c-bet, which we're expecting in any 4-better heads up to be c-betting's entire range.
Zach's gotta have alarms going off right now. He has to. So he 4-bets to 885.
Here comes the 5-bet. All in and a call.
Oh, my heart.
6-bet shove, snap call.
My heart.
Kings, aces.
Run it twice. Did you say run it twice?
Yeah. So it looked like it was a 5-bet min raise. It was effectively a 5-bet min raise back.
I think they're running it more
Brian.
than once.
Oh,
Jesus. I think they're running it twice.
Okay, they are running it twice.
Okay.
Chop it up.
Now Zach's like, shit, I should have ran it once.
No, Jesus Christ. All right.
Quads over quads would have been good.
We would have loved it.
I would have loved it just ran once. Either once or 3 times. Reno Grinder loving it. 678 bot says you shouldn't change a pure strategy into exploit unless you are a positive it's higher EV. Rick and Barstow, it's good to see you again. Thank you very much. I decided to change it up for the 2017. Looks like we still are not having a straddle in this game. There's enough action that I'm not going to complain, although I would love a straddle. Peter under the gun folds. Looks like Azan is putting in a raise. 100. Matt's going to give him some action. Matt's got a King Jack suited. Brian likes money in the pot, so he's going to play. Three-way to a flop. 7-4-4. Brian's got the only 7. He's ahead right now. Action is on Brian. I bomb Adam 1 Cali. Welcome to the show. He says he's loving our chat. He loves the commentary. Hit the heart, follow us, and we will notify you when we go live every Monday and Wednesday. I don't know why. Is the action still on Brian? All right, so check. 9 on the river. Azan's ahead here. He turned to king. And now Brian's deciding to lead out. I don't like this.
Azan snaps him.
Yeah, not just a call, a snap. Are we going to have some lamb chops after this?
Yeah.
Yeah, minimum lamb chops.
So, okay, back to Ace vs. King's hand. So, like, here's the thing.
You were thinking about it while you were whizzing?
I was wizarding while I was whizzing.
Okay.
So, and it was something I didn't get a chance to talk about. Like, I just don't think there's enough players that are good enough to have, and I'm not trying to knock any other player, you know, that's table or anywhere else, that are good enough to have 5-bet bluffs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100% agree with you. I don't know any. I don't know any.
There's a couple players players in this room that I know that can 5-bet bluff.
I've seen Zach 3-barrel bluff right into my heart, but not pre-flop.
5-bet pre-bluff. So that's the thing. Well, Brian with the aces there and the effective stack sizes. I mean, there's some players who just don't want to like, hey, I don't want to like let my opponent see a flop. And anytime we have aces, it's never wrong to raise. But it depends what we're trying to accomplish with the hand. If we 5-bet there, we might be giving our opponent the one
shot to fold.
The one chance to fold.
That's what I was saying. I would have liked a flat.
Especially against a limp free raise.
You're beating everything pre-flop. You're beating everything. You're ahead.
Yeah.
Take comfort in that. Enjoy it. Sip your Nescafe.
Gesundheit.
I'll take care of it.
All right. Is this a limp pot? Looks like there was a straddle.
Is this another time pot?
Oh, this might be a time pot. Yeah, $50.
I think it is. So everyone dumps in 50 pre. We're gonna see a flop, and then betting will commence. 6, 5, 7. Zach's got 2 pair. TD's got top set. Matt flops a pair. Tim's open-ended.
Something for everybody.
Chips.
Ben Roethlisberger, welcome to the game.
Roethlisberger.
Whatever. You know, I had my eyes messed up yesterday at the eye doctor.
So everyone put in 50 pre.
He squirted stuff into my eyes, and now they don't work very well.
Zach makes 2 pair, and it's no good. He's gonna call the 175. A 4 or an 8 would slow down the action. It cursed us. No blood.
iBomb Adam 1 Cali says, I like that you're both knowledgeable but have some different views on how to play. It leads to a lot of good strategy talk. Thank you.
We discussed the pokers.
He wouldn't agree with you.
TD bets 425 here. This is not a good card for Zach at all. He loses now to every other 2-pair combo. We loses straights.
And his mustache is telling him to stop.
The mustache is saying no. And Zach's gonna get away. And TD does not know how just unlucky he got with that 8. What price says we need a Stones Live player trip to Vegas?
Right?
That would, yes.
Disaster.
Oh my God, how many places have you
If you're
kicked out
looking
of?
for a dumpster fire, that would be it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even make it to Vegas. We'd get to the border and Jake would be like on the border.
Soliciting hookers in Barstow.
You'd come home with a slot machine up your rear.
He said come home with a slot machine. I thought you meant something else. Like,
No, I meant what I meant.
oh man.
1025. No straddle, but enough action to make you happy. Looks like a little raise out of TD. Ace-6 offsuit, and I like it. I took those hands out of my range, especially in that position, but you know, it's TD. He can play anything. And when Peter calls, alarm's gonna go off. You know his range, which I wouldn't put Jack 10 in that range. Are you 90?
Yep. I'm dying. Peter folded.
Are you having that HIV outbreak again?
It's just flaring up a little bit. It's fine. I can make it. The problem is
Tell me the problem.
I'm sleep deprived, so my immune system's like dying. I feel like.
Just drink some probiotics. Your immune system's in your bowels.
Is that where it is?
Yes.
I thought it was in my spirit fingers.
Rick in Barstow says, Jake, you don't want the hookers in Barstow. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. They are not below him. They're way above him. Trust me. Not that I'd know. I'm just, not that there's experience for me to know this, but just saying.
Big Bruno says I need to lay off the herbal essence.
It's California, man. Someone's Snapchatting really loud. That's.
I could hear it.
Yeah, you know
I
which
heard
one I'm talking about.
Andrew went to 75 to go with the ace queen.
If anyone wants to Snapchat me, it's Veronica Star with 2 R's, one word. And Tim calls with a 5-4. Wow, what a flop for Tim.
Andrew's got top pair, top kicker. Tim's got an open-ended straight flush draw, and let's just play for stacks.
And binks it on the turn.
He goes check, check. Why is Andrew checking back?
Leads out on Andrew bets on the turn.
Check bet 150. At some point we build a pot here, right? Yeah, the check flop was weird.
I think we're getting Snapchatted.
The problem is here for Tim. Tim thinks that Andrew's probably not as strong as he knows, or that he actually is. Just gonna check raise anyway. We gotta at some point build a pot here.
Building pots is funner when you're looser. No?
Yeah. Check raise to 4 1/4. It's gonna cost Andrew $275 to call.
Andrew's like, I know a queen's coming on the river, man.
If our opponent had spades, we'd almost expect him to bluff lead turn, not bluff check raise.
And he makes everything. And Tim makes everything. The board does pair. Probably shouldn't scare him too much.
So what do you do with a straight flush, Tim?
Oh yeah, then there's that.
Tim's gonna jam it.
There's no way he's getting called. Everything beats Andrew right now. Andrew has a pair.
We wouldn't expect our opponent. Okay, if you're Andrew, we wouldn't expect our opponent to be check raising the turn with with a queen. That's just weird, right?
Yeah.
We can agree on that. Like maybe we expect him to lead turn after it goes check on the flop with most of his flush draws. Although we cancel be check raising flush draws, but even if that's the case, the flush got there. We have the nut blocker, but when our opponent jams, and that we can never rebluff.
The board's paired. The
And
flush got there, and it's a little wet. I mean, the 4 or 5 got there, so everything beats
Everything's
Andrew.
there. And I don't think Tim's playing so many hands where you think he's got like so many just like weird spazzy bluffs here. I think we can get away here.
Andrew just picked up a hooker and she has herpes, and that's what happened.
Is that what ace queen is?
Yeah, and now he
Ace
has
queen.
to, he
It's a
has to
hooker
let her
with
go.
herpes.
Come on, give me some love with that one. Come on.
I think we can get away here. Come on, Tim. Everything got there. Everything is there.
Everything is there.
The 8-9. 8-9's like the only hand maybe that we think, okay, maybe our opponent could have check raised us.
JKH15 said it's just a bluff catcher. It's
Yeah,
a pure bluff
it's
catcher.
no good.
Let it go, bruh. Johnny Hein. It sounds so German. Yes, let it go. You know you can do it. If he calls, I'm gonna call him
He's got a shiny pair and a shiny kicker,
yeah.
and maybe he's got the sickness.
Station! Station! I'm gonna do it. But again, you know, I always say this. They've been playing together for a little while. They may have a little history. They may know each other. He might have been bluffed by him before, maybe. No!
He said yes.
No!
Straight
Wow! Pay that man his money. You just got herpes. From Ace Queen. Johnny Han. Sorry. Han.
Yeah.
It sounds very German with the Hein. Port Wine says he called LUL. L-U-L. I hate the L-U-L. Why is everyone doing it? Called cause drunk. Cause reasons. You know what? You know why this is happening?
Because we bought the
Because
table
we bought the
drinks.
table drinks twice.
I got a whole one pair, and you ain't gonna make me fold.
You can't make me fold no matter what.
Everything got there.
By the way, if you're not playing at Stones, you're missing out on some potential cash.
I had check raise on river like 2 nights ago. I turned pocket 5s into a bluff and got check raised when everything got there. And I literally tanked for a little while. This is call you off because it was just a kind of weird spot. Like, so I mean, yeah, come to Stones.
Because you don't want them to bluff
Come
you.
to Stones. We pay off.
We'll give you money.
Like that whole
Jake will give you money.
There Goes My Hero, like Foo Fighters song started playing in my head, and I was just like, I can do this.
You know
I
what?
can do this.
It's fear and ego, and you let your ego get in the way.
I got a
Big
I got
ego.
a big.
You're the worst. 10:25, ladies and gentlemen, what a game. It's just getting juicy. It's like the rib on the barbecue or the steak, it's just starting to sizzle. Here we go. Raise to 100. Zach from Stack got an ace jack. I love it. And we love it.
And we love it. The Zalman with the king deuce suited on the button. Part of him dies for folding, but
Yeah. TD's gonna give him some action. Jack 9 suited. Dominated. 5-4 jack.
both
I love
players
it.
hit the jack.
I
TD's
love-
got backdoor diamonds, but otherwise than that, he's in a lot of trouble. It's got like the deuce or the 3 of diamonds on the turn one time. Straight draw, flush draw, added equity.
Anytime there's added equity, I'm happy.
Zach bets 155.
Andrew reloading.
And we
Chips. Beautiful chips. 2 of clubs on the turn.
Zach picks up a straight draw to go along with his top pair, top kicker. And TD is now going to come out. And on Zach, I'm flatting here all day.
You don't really have another option besides flatting. What else are you going to do here? I don't think you have another option.
If we perceive our opponent's bet to be a blocking bet, and then we can raise for value, but I still think it's a little bit premature on the turn here.
Do you think TD's capable of blocking
I don't.
bets? No, he's not doing blocking bets.
It's a call. It's ABC poker.
Only
It's
a
ABC
call.
poker.
It's
We
only
know
a
it.
call. Don't get me flustered. 6 of hearts on the turn, on the river. Pardon me. Check.
It's a 4-card straight up there.
It's probably going to check. Pretty wet board.
Zach can actually go for thin value here.
You know,
The one spot about it is, like, because there's a one-liner out there, TD might have some 2-pair checks.
if TD has a 3, does he check?
No, because that board gets checked back so often. Which is why Zach can bet here confidently.
Oh, Zach's so
We're
like...
free rolling. I mean, we're folding the check raises here,
Yes.
but I think thin value here is fine. And Zach's sizing might have TD a little suspicious. It's a roughly half-pot bet on the turn, or I'm sorry, on the river.
I'm just going to burn all of my money to Zach on my Veronica friends. It's just... I'm just going to light it on fire. He gets
Pro
called.
Player, welcome.
Prove it.
Wow, TD calls.
Prove it, TD says. Prove it. I love it. JKH15 says good value bet. Yes. He said nice delivery.
Hawk Sauce 101. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Carlin 2000.
12,000. 11, 2,000.
112,000. Carlin 112,000.
Whatever. Numbers. Carlin numbers. That's what you call them.
Carlin numbers. Welcome.
I got a new prescription. It's going to be about 10 days till I can see properly. So it's not my fault. After that, it'll be my fault. You know, when I say things wrong.
I just think sideways.
Standard. Carlin equals Casey.
JKH15 says after those 2 hands, I want to make the 20-hour drive down to this game. Get reals. The games are good here.
Big Bruno says wet board, tight loose king, jack off, big pairs, poker's pretty nasty. Yep, and we love it. Zach makes a raise to 100. Brian loves it because he loves money in the pot. He calls. And our 2 #1 customers of the game, 2 of flop, 8, 7, 7. Zach's still ahead here with ace high. He's got to know this is a hit or miss kind of flop. And he c-bets. And Brian, the professional floater, calls. Brian can catch a 9 for a straight. Zach pulls ahead here with an ace. Still counting his chips. You know what? I love the misery that Zach faces. I feel like he's listening to Pink Floyd The Wall all the time, like very miserable, very unhappy, even when he's winning.
It's 330.
Brian's shoulder still hurts and folds.
Carlin numbers is also Casey.
Ah! Like,
No, not our Casey. He's the Casey.
I don't know who they Casey is.
Neither do I, but he's Case Casey.
The case Casey?
He's the Case Casey. It's the greatest Casey of all time.
I don't know if I've met the greatest Casey of all time.
No one has.
I probably haven't met the greatest Jake of all time.
I'm right here. You could wait till like the stream's over. I'm out of the booth. The case, Casey. I like that. That's good. Yeah.
I did that by myself. Not by accident. 1025. Hit the heart. Follow us. We go live with a 1025 once a month. First Wednesday of every month. And we normally do a 5-5. And on Wednesdays we do a 5-10. Brian's putting in a raise. Brian's one of our regulars on the stream. He's kind of a superstar. That's how I like to describe Brian. Andrew's going to give him some love.
Andrew stuck a little bit.
Nothing better than a player that's stuck. Nothing better. 6-7 deuce on the flop.
Couple spades. Brian's got king 3 of spades. Probably see bet a little bit on the larger side here.
Andrew's got the nut blocker there, the ace of spades. Quick fold out of Andrew.
Check that fold. Easy game.
Rick and Barstow, I have met the greatest Rick of all time. And it was you.
Rick James.
I wish I met Rick James.
Deep Hit 22 brings the point. D Cross was the original professional floater. That
I
broad
can't argue
floated
that.
everything. She was
by the way,
give it to me on 2 streets or like whatever.
By the way, V Cross and I will be doing a reunion tour for one night in Stones Live. I can't tell you when, but it's gonna happen. Tune in. You guys are gonna love it.
What's my dude? Let's set the over under. What's my bar tab gonna be that night? You and D Cross in the house. I'm gonna be here.
I'll set the line at 250
It's a good line.
because I know that you like the upper shelf stuff.
Yeah, like I'll take your finest box of wine, sir.
Maker's Mark.
Knob Creek. Big Brutus is 300. That's not unfathomable.
Under the gun, Brian's putting in a raise.
Brian's got aces again. What the shit? Is this even real?
Plastica says suitored. If you're
Suitored.
playing the drinking game, let's
Ship
go.
it. And Zach's got another pair against Brian. Jesus.
Jacks this time. I'm loving this game. It's getting a little greasy.
Carlin says I can play and he'll commentate.
Just a call.
Now here we saw Brian limp the aces, earned the gun earlier. Now he's gonna open and Zach flops sets.
Like you read about.
Whee! I do like
Jack,
Johnny Walker Miller.
Queen, 7. Zach checks over to Brian, lets Brian c-bet his entire range. And he's thinking about how can I extract maximum value out of this guy, out of this punk. What do you do here if you're Zach?
Check raise small. Not heaps, but we start to build a pot. It's not the worst board for Brian. Of course, we hate for him to have queens here, but you know what? That happens sometimes.
I've never seen a man with a purple beanie on with a little bauble on top look so good.
And we love the check raise small, and there it is.
JKH15 says if Zach plays fast, he might get stacks through.
It's a decent sized check raise. When we got 4:35 to go, I thought he would have gone a little smaller.
Two-Faced Man says, burn the money, burn it. Burn the money. Burn it. I don't like the money.
If I'm Brian here, I'm not folding yet,
You have to check if you're Zach.
but I'm
You
not
have to
dumping
rate.
chips in there. I think if I'm Brian, I'm flatting here. The problem is with our stack size.
But okay, so another variable. The board is too wet for Zach to not raise, right? It's a little too wet.
Brian's gonna put more chips in the pot. Now, what Zach's got to worry about here with Brian's pre-flop continuation, or his continuation sizing on the flop, he can have queens here. But the problem is, he might also do this with kings and aces, so there's two combinations of queens that we lose to.
Only
And we beat everything else.
Only queens. I would
We
tell
just don't fold middle set.
I would just say suck it, Trebek, and I would
both inches in, hard as a rock.
I would put both inches in, hard as a rock, and slap his ass. Sorry, I went too far.
Smack it around, call it a Sally. At this point now, once he makes it 1-2 or 1.2 to go, we just bury it.
Two-Face Man 69 says, call the fire department.
He's to put half his stack in. He's not folding anything.
Yeah, why
we just
are you
get it in.
Just put it in. It's not just the tip anymore. We're past
Zach's
high school.
not debating that. Zach's just like going through like the courtesy Hollywood, like, oh, what to do. Zach
Call
knows
the
he's getting
National
it in.
Guard.
Zach knows he's getting it in. He's never folding.
Two-Face Man says, someone think of the chips, not the chips. They are on fire. Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
He stuffs it. He says yes.
And they've been nice this whole time.
And Brian's like, what do you got to hit a set against my aces every time, bro?
Are they running it twice? That's what I want to know. Because they've been nice this whole time.
I would only want to run it once. Once I've already seen the flop,
But
I just run
Brian
it once.
was nice to him earlier.
They are going to run it twice.
Yeah, Brian was nice to him earlier. Oh, ship it! Sorry.
Zach for stacks.
And you see why my heart pitter-patters when Zach is in the game? Do you see that mustache, that purple doily thing on his head, that little button-up shirt, short sleeve that no one's worn since 1992? I mean, it's fantastic. And now the double up.
Person Duck 2013 says 3-betting ace-ace is pretty potato on that flop. Yeah. And the problem is, like I said, is their stack size. I prefer flatting there once I get check raised on that board.
Brett Michael says he doesn't get the 3-bet either.
No.
Brett Michael, welcome! Haven't seen you yet tonight.
It's been in the chat the whole time.
Oh, well, where have I been? Yeah, where have I been?
I mean, in a good way.
You're gonna get fired. You're gonna get fired. Do you want to get
I'll
fired?
get spoken to.
As usual, standard. Hashtag standard.
No, like I said, I mean, it's just like
Brian!
once again, I think that's we give our opponent a chance to get away from like. I think we give our opponent a chance to get away from like a queen there. It's not might not be getting away from flush draws, but
Rough night. Rough night. Cold deck. I hate when Brian goes. Two-Face Man said, but it happens to all of us. Yes, it does. It's hard to fold aces there.
so JK13 says that 3-bet is fine because on that flop because the board is wet and we get charged the draws. So yes, I would just hate to really if our opponent's ever turning any kind of one pair hand into a bluff. Which we wouldn't expect that we need to do against, someone's under the gun opening range.
Tim's putting in a raise here. Have we seen any of Tim's cards? And Andrew, his #1 customer, coming along for the ride. He said, let's go, Tim. Let's do this again. And Peter's folding.
Max buying, there is no max in this game.
What? We don't do maxes here at Stones. We don't like max. We don't like caps, right?
No.
No, caps suck.
No. Our games are uncircumcised.
Queen 9-3. We can't see anyone's cards. The dealer should be telling them to put their cards over the reader. Tim checks to Andrew. Andrew leads.
J27 the Shrewd says the better hands are never folding, few worse hands are calling. I like flatting the aces there. The problem is our stack is we're probably gonna get stacks in anyway. But if our opponent's ever putting on a bluff there, if he has like 9-10 offer,
Wet on the flop.
I think he can get away. That's why I don't like 3-betting the aces. I don't hate it, but I'm not in love with it. The thing, I'm not in love with most things.
Okay, talk to me about who's bluffing.
Zach is very competent. Zach is so capable of bluffing.
No. In certain positions, but not.
Mind you, yes, Brian did open under the gun, but it is Brian. Brian opens up a lot of stuff.
I don't think in that hand Zach is capable of bluffing there. Zach is capable of bluffing, but he needs position, and he needs an opponent to look kind of weak. And Brian's the wrong guy to bluff.
He might have interpreted Brian's. I mean, a player might have.
Is Brian the wrong guy to bluff?
No.
Come on.
Brian's good enough to fold.
No, I'm not saying he's not good enough to fold. I'm saying he's a rangeless beast.
Yeah.
Peter raises to 90. Tim's going to give him some action. He said, let's go, pretty lady. Ace, queen, 7 on the flop. Peter hits a 7.
I'm telling you, it's like the Robert Plant and Lyman like bastard baby.
9 on the turn.
I mean, that's a compliment.
Okay, so I want to talk about this bluff. I want to talk about what you're saying. You're saying Brian could be bluffing the way Zach played it?
No. I'm saying like Zach can have some check raise bluffs. That's what I'm saying. Zach has some check raise bluffs, which means I don't.
The way the hand played out because he
can. He can.
Because he called Brian's flop raise.
No. Just
because Brian 3-bet the flop, and then.
No. I'm not talking prior to 3-bet. That's what I'm saying. I don't like the 3-bet. After.
What's his? Tell me what his bluff range is.
Spades, 9-10. You can have some like. We can do some weird stuff with like.
So on the flop, Zach checks, Brian bets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And Zach raises. You
Zach
think
check raises. So when you're in Brian C, I prefer flatting there, because if he does have any bluffs there, we might give him a chance to get away.
I think the odds of having a bluff there are so low that you're going to lose money every time if you think you're playing against the bluff. I think you have to take the bluffs out of his range.
If you think that
Andrew's got queens.
If you think Zach's never check raise bluffing, then I just think that's not giving enough credit.
I think Zach
check raise bluffing.
90% of the time is not check raise bluffing.
I think that's very generous.
Out of position, check raise bluffing Brian.
Well, how do you check raise bluff in position?
I'm just saying the bluffing is Zach's.
Here we go. We got
bluffing in
so
position.
Andrew's got queens. There's a king on the board. Mailman makes top 2. TD makes top pair. And Andrew is firing into a lot of trouble. Back to Mailman now. Check, bet, check, call from TD. Now with top 2, we know Mailman's gonna put in a raise.
The Brock 21, mom and dad are fighting.
Andrew dumps the queens. TD does have the queen of diamonds. You might think his backdoor outs might be live.
Whenever someone can like handle chips the way TD handles them, you get scared when he asks how many chips you have. You know, he's had like millions upon trillions of hours of playing.
Wow. And Mailman just reaches out and grabs TD's $200 and puts it in his pocket before the dealer even pushes the pot.
Pro player says TD's the best player at the table. Yeah, I think he's one of the best.
He's someone I love to play against, at the same time you hate it too, because he's going to put you in some really awkward spots. Please fold in the chat.
You love getting put in awkward spots. What's up, please fold?
That is our Ante-Up Player of the Year.
What? I thought I was the Ante-Up Player of the Year.
You're our Ante-Up Player of the Year.
They patronize me when I walk in the door. Persian Duck 2013, we will put your name on the list. There's actually a seat open right now if you'd like to sit down. Are you gonna make it? Do you want some water?
My heart hurts.
Drink your water. You give me diseases all the time, coughing on me. Peter's putting in a raise here. Looks like around 100. 90. Scoop! Go!
Peter's won 3 out of 3 hands.
Two-Faced Man, I'd love to play, but I would like to stay with someone that knows San Francisco well. Everybody here knows San Francisco well. Yeah. We know all the casinos that are around San Francisco.
The Bay, the Matrix.
And all the sushi places that are open till 3 a.m.
Lucky Chances is just creepy. I'm sorry. There's too many. It's a card room in the middle of a graveyard. It's really weird.
Isn't that where Pat Loyne's? Lawn.
Patrick Lyons. Who's everyone there? Shaded Wade is trying to give me some clarification. He thinks that Veronica means he can take out the ball from his range once he 4-bets chips. Okay, so we were arguing about two different things.
Maybe.
Usually.
I don't know if it was a pre 4-bet chip. Even the pre 4-bet chip, I would take it out of his range. Once the 4-bet chip happens, it's done.
Why do you think he still might stuff some? Well, by then once we put our stack in, we're not folding. Then he might still be stuffing spades. Hello, Queen Jack 9, all diamonds. Zach has got pocket 10s with the 10 of diamonds. Open it a straight flush draw.
But
Peter's blocking one of the straight flush outs, so with the ace king with king of diamonds. Chips.
There's always a but.
Pero.
Marco.
2 overs on the gut shot and the second nut flush draw for Peter. He bets 215. Zach says yes. 8 of diamonds one time.
Brick.
That's how we know there is no God.
The Desert Fox says I'm adorable. No one loves you.
Shit. Deuce of hearts. Peter checks. If we ever get our opponent to fold a queen or a jack here, we should be betting. If we think we can. We got equity even if he calls. There's a lot of hands that might beat us, but a lot of hands also might fold here.
How many straight flush draws is he gonna get today? If he hits it, he'll be 2 for 2. If he gets the 8 of diamonds.
The gross. No.
Persian Duck, I feel like you're speaking with an accent. This is gonna be heavy action. Wow. That's hard for me to fold. I don't know if I could.
So the Chalex seems to like checking back there. I think checking back's fine. But on the other end of it, like I said, if we're ever getting our opponent to fold a queen or a jack, that's good for us. I mean, he's rarely going to put any money with worse, right? So we're not really getting value for worse, but sometimes we are getting better to fold. And sometimes,
occasionally get
and even
worse.
if we get called there by like ace queen, something like that, we still have a ton of equity.
Yeah.
I think betting's fine. I probably bet, but then again, that's kind of my default thing. Like, what do you do there? Oh, you should bet, or you raise, or you just make him fold.
It looks like the dealer's taking money from everyone.
So we might have another time bomb pot here.
I don't think so, because I just see 5s from everyone. I'm not sure I understand what's going on right now. It looks like they put Annie's in or something.
Jake H says the line you check, I bet, is key.
Do you know we spent all of last winter with you coughing into the microphones?
It's because of the sickness. They don't have an ointment for the gamble.
But they have Stone's water.
This doesn't get better, right?
Tim raises to 90. I love it. TD calls, puts some bacon in the microwave oven at Stone's, wraps it around himself, and calls with a greasy 3-4. I love it. Mailman calls with an ace-10. Look at these mediocre hands. 2 a flop. Deuce, Jack, Queen.
Inside straight draw for Mailman. We need to make 2 pair to get there. TD's got backdoor straight, backdoor flush draws. For what that's worth.
Archdevil Mephisto says, you getting down with the sickness? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
So JKH, I tend to agree with JKH 15. It's a good equity protection bet on the turn, and if raise, it's an easy snap fold.
Shade Wade, I've been trying to get him to take cough syrup forever. Nothing can cure him.
I was intravenously taking cough syrup.
The
I was also
HIV has taken over.
chopping and snorting cough drops. None of it worked. It's this deep-rooted sickness.
JFK Stone says the AIDS is flaring up again. Yep.
It's really, really real.
The 80s were hard on you, huh? Literally. When are we back in the booth? This is Wednesday. Are we back on Monday?
I think so.
Monday is a 5-5. How come we're not streaming Omaha anymore? What happened?
I think we've got a little bit over players, over the viewing audience's heads.
Don't belittle our viewing audience. They're better than you. They're definitely better than me. I'm just a tequila bottle with a wig.
That's true.
Azan's moved seats. That is not the new Brian. That is Azan. Seat 1 open for all of you people that can beat this game.
Arnold DLC, welcome from the Netherlands.
TD's putting in a little raise, and we love it.
Makes it 105 to go with a 5 deuce. Gets through.
Mega Donor, thank you for giving us your medical concoction. Everybody, go ahead and put theirs in there. We'll try it all tonight.
Apple cider vinegar, 1 shot, and a glass of water. 873, 2 diamonds.
Andrew hits a 7.
So Andrew by now must got kind of the feel that TD opens a little bit light sometimes. And so when we're defending the 7-5er,
the thing is, TD out of position. TD hates playing out of position. I'll just say it right now. He hates playing out of position. I'm getting a TD tattoo. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna admit it to everybody. I do love him a lot.
oh, this is play perfect.
Yes. With his face, like a shiny version of, like not the 1995 picture of him that we have on our live stream with the white sunglasses, but like the real picture of him.
A real one.
And then I'll go to the tattoo artist and like in 10 years and be like, can you age this a little bit?
Reno Grinder asked how Brian got stacked. He ran his aces into Zach's jacks. And
Set of
Zach
jacks.
found a jack.
Zach's mustache found a jack.
Ozzy changes seats.
Andrew's waking up with some King 7 offsuit, notices everyone folding, gonna scoop the $35 in the middle.
Have you noticed that Azan, who plays a lot of hands in this room,
Yes.
goes completely card dead every single time we have him on the stream?
Right? Right? I actually have noticed that.
No, it like it goes like completely dormant.
He's hibernating. He's our grizzly bear.
He's one of the more aggro players in the card room, and he gets on the stream and goes because I mean he's not like he doesn't like spaz.
Look at him touching Zach's stack. Look at him.
He's just fixing it for him like this
What
is
is he
like too
doing to
disorganized.
Zach's stack? He's like, I'm just gonna borrow some. Don't worry about it.
It's a Lux stash. I love that. Yeah, no. Ozzy will go completely and totally card dead for 3 hours, and then the stream will shut off, and I'll we'll go there and he's like stacked. He's like, oh yeah, I stacked that guy, and that guy.
Yeah. I played like 5 hands in a row after the stream turned off.
And there's Ozzy waking up with a little Jack 4 again. TD's got kings. He's gonna open the pot. Andrew's gonna probably make the call with a pair of 5s. See what Matt does in position with the Queen Jack offsuit. That'll be the interesting thing. Versus TD's open. TD opens a lot of hands. Andrew's calling. Queen Jack off.
Please fold. Don't make sense of things.
Here we go. And we're gonna 3-bet the Hawaiian vacation. Matt puts in a re-raise with the Queen Jack.
He said to his kid, we're not going to Hawaii this year. I'm going to 3-bet this.
Makes it 380 to go. It's a big 3-bet.
TD's like, lamb chops for everyone tonight, kids. Let's go. Chicken Jeff, New York, we make the whites 100 because we can, and that's what we do. Little bit
TD's gonna click back.
Little bit of a 4-bet here, and I love me some 4-bet. This is what I love about deep stack poker. LA doesn't understand 4-bets, right?
No, because by then our stacks are all in.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, they're playing 100 big blind cap games. So here's what I love about this spot. It's a bad spot for Matt. TD's one player, or not the one player. One of the players is very capable of having a wider 4-betting range, and he can definitely be 4-betting some suited connectors there, which I would love. But even if Matt, on the off chance that Matt figures, okay, he's 4-betting like junk here, we got Queen Jack off,
and we have worse junk probably.
And we just don't want to be playing big pots here with Queen Jack off.
I would love Matt to find some gamble and flat.
Just pull out a mirror out of his backpack, do a line.
Yeah.
Flat Queen
No, get
Jack.
a hooker, do a line off her.
Oh yeah.
While she's bent over.
Do a line off the line? No, stop.
Oh,
make it dumb.
I'm the
Make
worst.
It dumb.
I hate myself. But you love me, and that's all that matters.
That's one of the spots where you just figure, okay, like even if he's doing it with junk this time, we're gonna let him have it. The Queen Jack, we made our little play at the pot. He opens a lot of hands.
Matt doesn't take it personal. Players lose money when they start taking it personal. Here comes TD again, raising with an ace-king.
Reno Grinder's right. Zach always wins. That is a common theme on the live stream.
It's the nerdy glasses. They're super thick. He sees through your soul. And X-ray vision. Reno Grinder says, why, Jake? Why? Because reasons.
He plays perfectly in position.
Ace
Mostly perfect.
9-3 on the flop. TD flops an ace. Zach catches a little bit of it also with a 9. Check, check.
One benefit that we see, one common denominator we see with Zach, 8 of spades comes off.
Now Zach's picked up a flush draw.
TD checked 2 streets with ace king here.
Kind of odd, right?
Strapping.
TD is also capable of the rare bird double check raise against Matt.
Now he check raises turn with 1 pair. And if we're Zach, we're calling. And we're hoping that TD's got a monster. And will pay off. Zach makes a call. That's not the card.
Now if TD checks, Zach has to check behind. He's got some showdown value. No?
I think, yeah, we think we give up.
Yeah. Pretty much Zach's not putting any more money into this pot.
TD leads. Here's the thing. The 9-10 maybe is the one other, or I'm sorry, not the 9-10, the Jack-10 is the other draw that TD might have check raise turn. We're blocking spades. He probably didn't check raise spades. It's hard for our 9 to be good here. I mean, we've seen Zach hero before. I just don't think this board texture on this run out is the one that we do it with. Back to why Zach's profitable at poker. He plays well in position. He's aggro enough pre where he gets action on his hands, and he's not scared.
And he's capable of 3.
And if he feels that he's right, he's going to pull the trigger.
Straight into my heart.
TD makes it 5.65 to go. Zach gets away.
Zach's playing in Veronica and Friends. I'm just going to admit it to everybody. Zach's playing in Veronica and Friends. Zach will probably be one of 2 guys. The rest, ladies. He's promised me to raise every hand. I said yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like a marriage proposal. I'm going to raise every hand. I do.
JK just right here. Bluff raise on river would get through almost always, and it does. Would be insane because TD. Yes. Persian Duck Adam said, did he show the ace king?
I don't think so. Does TD ever show?
Yeah, from time to time.
I don't believe it. Look down. Look down. There's Veronica and Friends.
Oh.
The worst. There's Veronica and Friends. It's going to be mainly a ladies' show.
Crushing Vanilla 619. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You said that you only showed the ace.
Zach's putting in a raise here in the hijack. King Queen offsuit. Raise to 75. He might get No customers.
So Persian Duck 2013 says, look at when a range we put a player on when they check twice and then raise the turn and barrels river. We would like to think all their value hands should have sets in them or maybe turn 2 pairs. So they had like 9-8 there would have made sense. Then maybe check the flop, check raise, turn, and we can bet river for value. Other than that, like any kind of turn draws have to go check and our opponent bets. Our opponent can just be betting because we checked twice. So check raising a draw there sometimes. Like a hand like the Jack 10 or spades would make sense too. But if you're using Zach's seat, obviously we're blocking spades, having 2 in our hand. So I mean, although it's not impossible, I mean he can still be there. If the Jack 10 got there, he might be trying to turn the Jack 10 into a bluff. Which would be kind of weird, but I think because we're blocking spade draws that he might be check raising turn with, and it'd be weird kind of like because he would have rivered the Jack and that turns more into now a showdown value type hand. That it'd be weird to kind of barrel that on the turn. So now at that point we're giving him mostly value type hands, like sets and 2 pairs. Mine only had 1 pair. Kind of an odd way to play Ace King.
Reno Grinder said you should go play in seat 1.
I'm on the list. I don't know if I'm still on the
calling
list.
you in. They're not going to leave me in here by myself.
I think this game actually will play really well 8-handed though. I'm just going to say it.
I actually love 6
max
or
is sexy.
8-handed.
6 max is sexy, as long as we don't have any nits. If we get a nitless 6 max,
good 8-handed game. Let's just
I think this game
it.
should play 8-handed.
Yes.
Get everyone a little bit loose. You don't get to get as nitty, as nutty.
Yes.
Open up. The Jason Somerville events, they all play, the mains all play 8-handed. I mean, it's tournament poker, but still, I mean, 8-handed, I mean, you wouldn't think that makes that big of a difference between 8-handed and full ring and 9-handed, but it does.
It's the difference between sweatpants and a nice tight pair of jeans.
I don't know if it's that big of a difference, but it's better.
Oh, this is the bomb pot. Everybody's got 50 out. They're all paying to see a flop.
Shaded Ways says, Jake, no worries, I'll be there to commentate and praise everyone flatting ace frag out of position. Yeah, but he's got an ace.
2, 8, 8 on the flop. Let's see if anyone, Matt's got a deuce. I don't know if anyone's got an 8. Can't see Tim or TD's hands right now.
Yeah, it takes
like checking.
a whole other level of aggro playing 6 max. Which is great, but yeah, you better buckle up your seatbelt playing 6 max. 8-handed plays well. I really like the way 8-handed plays.
I really think for higher end games we should have an 8-handed table.
I wouldn't mind seeing the 10 1/4 just play 8 max
All the time.
all the time.
If we could like switch out the 9-handed table, you know what I mean? Get a nice sexy 8-handed table.
I mean, unless we have like a super sexy list, we're just going like, hey, let's get these milk tards in there.
Yeah.
Then
milk tards.
milk tards.
Are we in like grade 3 milk tards?
That's I'll learn you later.
6 of clubs on the turn completes a flush. If anyone was on a flush draw. The Desert Fox says, man up, Jake. Get in there.
I'm on the list.
Pay that man his money. Pay that man the rake. Renman 2000, these guys are sexy. The game just gets more sexy with 8 max. Look at Tim strutting around with his sexiness.
It's a great.
That wavy hair, that Jim Morrison hair. Probably has like 100 woman wait list. I get it. I mean, I'm not a man, I don't, but I can pretend to get it.
Yeah.
Zach's been erased to 100.
Azan's card dead. What else is new?
Yeah. Rick and Barstow, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. TD's waking up with an ace queen. He's calling. He's in the cutoff. Looks like we're going heads up. 4, 7, 8 on the flop, 2 spades. Zach's got a 7.
Is Zach leading here? Was Zach the original aggressor under the gun? Sorry, I kind of zoned out free. TD's gonna float here. Zach makes it straight. Now, oftentimes, that's a card we would be checking here. If we had a hand like pocket 10s, pocket jacks, wouldn't we be checking that card over to TD? I would like to think so. Zach bet 355. Absolutely nutted up on this board. And I think it's going to be the last we saw of TD. Now TD was going to, maybe he's going to figure that, hey, that card is way better for my range than it is for Zach's. And I can put the spins on him right now. And I think that's exactly what TD's going for. This otherwise is I mean, Zach's got a 5 here, but this otherwise is a very good play by TD. If Zach just had an overpair, he'd be in a very, very tough spot.
I feel like TD plays odds very well.
This is a very good play by TD that just happens to be at the wrong time here. If we're Zach here, we should be flatting. The other thing is, if we think our opponent can actually have like 2 pair hands or sets, let's get the monies in. If we think TD is capable of just repping more boards than he has value hands, we flat and then check it over to him, let him hang himself.
Split screen, everything. It's everything to me.
I'm curious to see what Zach does here.
I would love a flat out of him. It is kind of a wet board. You know, there is that flush draw. He may think that TD's doing this with a flush draw.
Did Zach just... Oh, I thought I heard Zach say all in. I was like, no way, that's way too much.
Yeah.
That would have been insane.
No, that's in LA.
Zach makes a call. I like it.
String call.
And now we should be checking and letting TD blast off. Here's one spot.
Dangerous.
If TD does have
a set,
or he could have been raising 2 pair there.
Yeah, a set or 2 paired. This might go check check. Sometimes are you ever, when you're Zach, checking to do some pot control, that it's not bad enough to fold, so you want to check to see what he's going to bet?
Well, there's no way we bet here that TD ever calls with worse. TD's never calling with trip 8s here. TD would get rid of ace 8, and he wouldn't have played ace 8 or any other 8 in a manner like this. By checking, we keep our opponents plus in when he bets.
Zach's not folding this. He's not folding this.
It's a tough spot. He played this hand wonderfully, and it's just a really ugly card that came on the turn. Or, I'm sorry, that came on the river.
Oh, Zach, baby, come on, you can do this.
1,500 to call. Zach says yes.
This is why I love Zach.
And TD's gonna show the oopsie.
A well-played oopsie, I have to say.
And why does Zach make money on the stream? That's why.
Because of his mustache.
Luck stash. Zach from Sack.
He's my number 1. Matt's your number 1. I love when our number 1s are in the game together.
So JKH15 says that it's an easy call because the set doesn't raise the turn. Here's the thing about that.
Very.
There are players that would raise that turn with sets. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm saying that there are players.
What about TD? Does TD raise the turn with a set? No.
TD's 20% of the time. TD raises 15% of the time. TD raises the turn with a set sometimes, or even 2 pairs sometimes. Mind you, because we said with Zach raising, and I'm pretty sure if I back the action up, I'm pretty sure positive Zach raised under the gun with the 5-7. Zach was the original aggressor, so that board should be better for TD's range than it should be for Zach's under the gun range. Zach should mostly have overpairs there, which would be kind of a funny way to bet. Then here's the hard part: if he mostly has overpairs, which is why I said, like, what would we do with like jacks or 10s on that board on that turn card? We would be checking, you know.
Yes.
So if that's the case, we can raise 2 pair for value on that turn if we're checking our opponent to mostly have overpairs, being that as a raise under the gun.
Yes. Okay, if you
We worry about pocket fives and like a couple other things.
if you're just putting Zach's range on overpairs.
It's not just overpairs, it's that he's gonna have mostly overpairs. For betting 2 streets.
Mostly. Okay.
Mostly.
I'll give you that. I'll take that.
Which means that we can raise in position to what TD's representing.
For value.
TD
yes.
played the hand. TD just happened to run into a 5.
Yes.
I mean, that's all it was. TD played the hand. If listen, forget that Zach said 7-5.
80% of the time, TD's making money there.
Let's assign Zach pocket 10s, pocket jacks.
Yes.
You know, any overpair like that. And Zach probably folds. If he doesn't fold turn, he definitely probably folds river.
Yes.
He folds river often enough, at least, where TD said TD's making money. The way TD's line there is profitable most of the time versus the under the gun
versus
opening.
His range. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was well played all the way around by both players.
Sense. I just hate it.
I think it was just good poker all the way around. Zach just happened to have a 5 under the gun.
Is this how you make money in poker? You don't just like run good.
No, there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of that too. And
Zach's
a lot of
in on
booze.
10.7K. I'm actually, Zach, can I borrow some money for Veronica and Friends? He's like, sure.
It's, JKH, we're on the same page. I mean, TD's line was really good. Zach just, that's a hard spot when you run a player who can have a 5 under the gun in their opening range.
Right.
You know, competent players, aggressive players that would be raising 5-6, 5-7 suited, ace-5. You know, hands like that under the gun. I mean, that's one on the other hand that maybe TD's got to wear is like a hand like ace-5 suited. Like that's ace-5 suited and pocket 5s are the only like the two hands that we really worry about the most there. 5-6, 5-7. Not all players are even the capable, competent players like Zach. Not everyone's going to be raising under the gun with those hands.
Zach.
I mean, I do because drugs.
Sorry,
but
Mailman's putting it. Yeah, I
suited
heard
connectors
that.
are drugs. I mean,
Mailman's putting in a raise to 100 with an ace-queen suited. I think he got one caller, Peter.
Speaking of suited connectors.
2 pretty snug players here, heads up. Ace-10-5 on the flop, 2 diamonds.
Oh, and there's diamonds.
And so Peter picks up a flush draw.
Barrels.
Mailman picks up top pair with a backdoor flush draw. Yeah, Mega Donor says, so Jake, you really need to show us what you're saying in seat 1.
Oh, that's a good point. Zach can also have the 9-10 there.
Jake, if you promise to
real.
loosen up your game a little bit, since you were such a bloody nit on my game, I might consider putting you in my Veronica and Friends.
Mind you, that was the one. That was 1-3 100, 1-3 with 1-3 50.
So
Reasons. Peter makes it 500 to go. Check raises Mailman. Mailman sitting on 1 pair, backdoor clubs, backdoor straight. It's Peter though. Peter's traditionally we do like so tight, so. I mean that's his image. Mailman's gonna lay down the ace queen. Jake would fold every hand at 10 1/4. I don't know. At some point, you're just gonna go to it's just blinds.
what's up, Master C? Master C might be bringing us champagne and beer and wine soon. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Things I can mispronounce. You know I love it.
Champagne. I can see your apartment from my window.
Mateo Galvan, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Please Fold is trying to argue with everybody in the link or in the chat.
Well, he's not at the table arguing with everyone. He's got to be in the chat arguing.
I was about to say it's nothing new. He just needs to argue. And then he's going to start arguing with us because we said he likes to argue.
He's really in a tight spot because now we put him like it's like either argue
Like
or like. But if he's
Squeaky.
no,
tight.
I don't, and then but then he's gonna be admitting that yeah.
Yeah, like either way
He can't
loses.
win. We're free rolling him right now.
Right?
Dalton, we love you. Dalton still, ladies and gentlemen, and yet Player of the Year.
10-25. What a game it's been. Amazing. We've got Andrew putting in a raise. Looks like to 100. Pocket 7s. I like it. Zach's sitting on over 10K, chilling like a villain, texting his bitches, whatevs.
Azan finally woke up with 10 high, and he can make the call. Ozzy's got the 9-10 suited. Finally gonna be able to play a pot here.
Jack 8-8, 2 diamonds.
Here we go. Azan's open-ended. Andrew's got 2 of his 7s. Check bet call. 9-baller gives Azan the best hand. Andrew picks up an inside straight draw. He'd make a straight with one of Azan's 10s. Check, check. Azan is now showdown value. Ace ball. Also completes diamonds. Check, and Azan should be checking back, and he does. Persian Duck 2013. No, Azan's not a table name, but he's not spewy. Azan doesn't get spewy pre, which is funny. Like when you see him on the stream, sometimes he's gonna abnormally card deck.
But he does give action. I've played with him.
No. Azan's pretty aggro.
Yeah.
Pretty aggro.
Especially when you get some wine in him. Woo! He enjoys California just as much as we all do.
But it seems like for whatever reasons we've had him on the stream, especially when for whatever reason in the 10 1/4, he's on the absolutely dead. And it's point where I forgot he was at the table.
I should just tell him you run good in 1-3. Just stick with that game.
Persian Deck 2013 says that was should have been an easy bluff with the 7-7.
Can't be bluffing every hand. Every spot, every hand.
I don't know. I turn too many hands into bluffs, but it's a lot of fun.
Your boyfriend Matt's raising to 75, and you love it.
And I love it.
Azan looks like he's giving him some action. A little 3-bet out of Azan, first time tonight. 3-bet to 250
to go. Tim, 7-8 suited. Can we cold call suited connectors here?
Yes.
I think not.
I think we can.
I don't know. Azan's only played like 3 hands tonight. Now, on the flip side of that, if we think that we're more likely to get paid off because Azan is now more likely to be stronger here.
What is Tim doing?
Did he just cold 4-bet?
What?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. My life's getting so good.
Move over Matt Holtzclaw. I just fell in love with him.
We still can't see what Azan's got, but it's a quick
cold
fold.
4-bet out of the small blind with a 7-8 of hearts.
And that's how you can exploit your own image.
But it was funny. He picked Azan to do. Azan. That was like Azan's whole second hand that he played.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pick a tighter player than me.
I'll find the player who's played 2 hands and then I'll cold 4-bet him when he 3-bets. It's a little crazy, right?
It's ambitious. I love it. But he can get away with it.
But Azan's also part of this. He's thinking that like, okay, I played 2 hands and this guy's like cold 4-betting me. Like, does he ever like have worse than kings?
Yeah. Mustak says C2 plays at Grattan, big game player, very good, stone cold PLO killer. Wow.
We love that. We love hearing that.
Pro Papa Playa says you should have a minimum VPIP to play in these games, right? Like at least like a 40% VPIP.
What I love about we take care of that in the Veronica and Friends game, as JKH15 mentions. It's just a 2-bottle minimum.
Yeah.
And that takes care of the VPIP by itself.
Oh, good God. It's so good. 5-8 queen on the flop.
Desert Fox says Tim can see through the cards. That hand we couldn't see Ozzy's cards, but action would suggest that Tim could. What a player. What a player. Mailman check raise the Queen 8-5 with a King 10 offer. I think there's better hands we can check raise with there, but props to Mailman. It's a little blunt force trauma.
I wish Brian was still here. I miss Brian. I like the rangeless beast.
I miss you.
Call me. You know, I have like everyone's number in this room, and I'm always trying to schmooze the most gambly players into my game. Brian won't give me his number. I've given him my number like 5 times. He won't text me. Okay, fine.
The problem is, you probably got so many Veronicas, like in his, like Rolodex.
Right?
Yeah.
I get that. I totally get that. I can sympathize.
That discussion came up the other night about like you give send like a player like a nickname, like like something poker, like where or something work or whatever like that. These people, And like like 2/3 of the contacts, if not more, in my phone, or it's something. It's first name poker, and that's how I know them. Okay, like the problem.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Or work.
Or
if
work.
If they're real people.
Yeah. Or hooch. But it's at the point where now it's so bad where I now have like multiple Pablo pokers in my what
It's a problem.
Yeah. It's bad. It's when we're like the only people I know now are poker people.
Yeah, what does that say? What did your guidance counselor tell you? You don't remember.
No.
You weren't sober when you were talking to him.
He was like he's not.
What about your parole officer?
We started playing like stud, me and the guy. So now he's like guidance counselor Tim Poker. Like.
Looks like we have. We weren't paying attention, and now we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Peter.
Zach looks like a 3-bet machine right here. So Peter looks like he just called.
Zach's got queens. Peter limped in
with queens.
The threes.
Or threes, sorry.
Andrew opened up the ace queen. Zach says more with queens and 3-bet and chip it.
Yeah, versus a small blind 3-bet, Zach's ace queen isn't looking too pretty.
It's not mostly awesome.
No. Carlin 112-000. Are you two playing on the 15th?
What's the 15th?
On the 15th? Yeah.
We should probably know this considering that we work here.
Yeah. Nah, we're
But
cash
have you ever
game
been sober?
DJs.
It's terrible.
What is that?
What is this?
What do you like? People are that?
Yeah, people have some life problems out there.
Yeah. Chip amplifier on the 15th.
Oh.
That.
No, I gave up on tournament poker. I'll play. I say no, but it's probably a yes.
That's February 5th.
I'm trying to only play like big blind events. There it is. There's the amplifier. 40, it's a 40K. I'll probably play a 40K.
It is a 40K, and it starts off at like $120. And then if you buy in on third level, you have to pay more for more chips.
Yeah.
So you're always buying,
you're buying 200 bigs, I think.
200 bigs,
and
yeah.
let's say the later you reg, the more expensive it is, but you're still getting 200 bigs.
Yes. It's beautiful. MN Poker says, hey Jake and Veronica, just played in my first tournament yesterday and took 21st out of 127. Was a lot of fun. I'm looking to play again. Nice.
Tournaments are fun.
Now you've got the cocaine addiction, and now you need more. Like that, you just did your first heroin shot. Now you're like, oh, I just want more. No?
Yeah, no, feelings mutual. I mean, that's that's how I felt when my first band Cash.
Right? It's like that first time that super hot chick texts you, and you've just been waiting and waiting for her to text you back.
And then you feel bad about slashing her tires.
Right? Keying her car.
It's like...
and it was the wrong car.
It's the wrong car.
But it wasn't your fault.
No, it was the voices.
She should have texted you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voices.
The voices. Because reasons.
All right, let's get back to the game before this conversation gets like too Portlandia.
So looks like we have some graphic lag here. They're showing pocket nines in the Jack 8 in several spots here, or again. The sickness is real though.
Andrew's getting 3-bet. Oh no, sorry, we're on a flop. On a turn, actually.
So Matt bet 320 with middle set here. Andrew's got top pair and opening into straight draw, and found himself in a lot of weird spots tonight.
I'm getting kisses from Milano. Don't hate. Kisses from Sacramento.
With this one's hesitation, if I was Matt, I'd be thinking less about King Queen and more about a hand like Jack 10, Queen Jack, 10 8, 9 8, Jack 8. We hate getting check raised on the turn on this board. We also got to know that Andrew's somewhat stuck and might be a little bit more willing to blast off. The 7-8 is a hand we might kind of be like, you know, hell. Matthew makes a call.
Wow, what a pot. Spew Griffin, what's up? Welcome to the chat.
King Ball. Not a good card for Matthew.
Andrew's gonna have to make this huge, right? Huge to get Matt off his hand. Hey, Timmy.
It's got to be a lot. There's 2,100 in the pot.
4 cards to a straight.
The thing that Matt's gonna ask himself, would he check raise a hand like Jack, like Queen Jack?
Oy vey. Oy vey.
There's some, okay, I can't talk about some stuff that's going on here, but Matt should call. It's not a pretty river card. Could he check raise Queen Queen? I missed some of the action pre and on the flop, so I really can't testify as to whether or not we should really consider queens to be in Andrew's range here. Unfortunately, so we're having, I mean, I missed that part of the hand.
Ace Queen, Queen Jack, Queen King.
Once again, you know, missing pre and flop action, I can't really testify as to whether or not we, you know, those hands we want to lump in there.
Even jacks.
It's an $1,800 bet. He bets like 70% pot here.
Persian Duck asks, why isn't he looking at his opponent? I think he's more concerned with what the betting... Oh! Wow! Wow, we've watched the first player ever to make Matthew make a bad fold. Is it Matthew or is it just Matt? You should know. You've been stalking him for 5 years.
I'll roll over in bed next time and ask him.
I have no idea.
You just spend your time kissing, you don't talk?
Stop. Stop. God. I'm not embarrassed. You're going to embarrass him. Like, he's got a kid. Might be watching the show right now. Watch his dad fold a set of 9s.
Yeah,
and now he might be like,
can't go to Hawaii.
And now he can't go to Hawaii.
Yeah, great sizing.
Whee!
Poker's easy.
I wish I would have caught up with that entire hand to see whether or not consider how much, you know, how many queens we really think that Andrew can have there. Speaking of queens, Timmy.
Timmy. Timmy.
He said Persian Duck 2013. I missed all the action pre and flop. So
do you notice how Zach always has his name CM, but we don't care?
He's Zach Morris. He is Saved by the Bell.
I'm just saying, we don't care. We call him what we want.
Zach from Sack.
Zach from Sack.
Luck Stash.
Luck Stash. Oh. Robert Smith, 1980.
Mantra 1. You're right. I should tighten it up here. My bad. I still think the sexiest thing was a cold 4-bet from Tim with the 7-8. After the Zons opened like exactly 2 hands and he 3-bets against cold 4-bet.
I love it. It makes
props to Andrew there. Props to Andrew.
Right? He got some back.
Yeah.
Poker giveth and it taketh, and then it giveth back.
JKH, does Matt ever tilt?
No.
No.
This is Matt tilting, which is not tilting.
Well, shit.
Have you ever seen him tilt, actually?
I can't say that I have.
He seems like a very even keel human being.
He's played too much poker to tilt.
Yeah. If you're still tilting after playing poker for 12 hours a day for 10 years, then there's something wrong with you.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Zach raises to 75, gets a couple callers. Graphics are catching up. Jack 3 King on the flop, checked around. Turn is a 9.
Speedy Griffin's got a good question in the chat. Just in 1 second. 7 on the river. Is Zach still in the hand?
Is Zach ever not making sets tonight?
Well, not making sets is not sexy, and we don't want to not sexy. So
I know.
we don't want to not
100%
sexy.
agree there.
Checks over. It shows Tim made the bet here, but Tim's actually going to check call, it looks like. Check calls the 10s. Mailman, no love with the 5s. I don't tilt. I occasionally get very upset.
Spew Griffin says your beard is sexy.
So I think
she's got a nice, sexy beard also.
So, Speaker's got an excellent question here. Should a set of 9s be betting river if you can't call river? Hands way too strong to bet and fold. If anything to a king, so if our opponent, if the king doesn't come, let's say it's a 4, and our opponent checks, I think we can very confidently bet a set of 9s there. With the king, I think we then have to check back because our opponent, after he check raises his turn, can still have like jacks and 10s, which we still lose. I mean, so we still, there are better hands there that he might check. I mean, but they also might check some 2-pair hands that we beat.
All I heard was pork chops.
I don't know if we can bet 9s there. If our opponent checks, I don't know if we can bet.
But that was the hand that we didn't see the
I didn't see the
early
pre
action.
and then
it's
flop
so
back.
hard for me to say.
I'm not sure we can confidently bet 9s there. If our opponent were to check the king, he might still check a set of jacks and check a set of 10s because we definitely have queens in our range.
Zach raised to 100. Andrew called. Ace 7-5 on the flop.
Or do we ever like merge there with a set of 9s? So wouldn't that be gross?
You know,
If we try to get, like,
honestly.
If we try to get like 10s or jacks off.
Jack off, right?
Jacks.
I honestly, we missed the first half of that hand.
Which is the problem?
I'm not immersed into that hand as I would be in another hand.
Otherwise, had we seen all the action?
I agree with you, Jake. How's that? I agree with you.
I just don't know how I feel about that. I'm like
I'll tell you, you don't like it because you don't like most things. I will play the odds, and the odds are you don't like it.
and just like
Tell me what you like. Let's hear about what you like. You don't like most things. What do you like?
4 betting light.
Timmy!
Blocking bets are only capable against good, or blocking bets are only good against weak competition that's not capable of bluff raises. I concur. Or you just balance blocking bets with good hands and value bets. If you think you got a real creative, real prone to spazzy player, make a little blocking bet into him on the river when you're nutted. That's always sexy. We've seen that on the stream before. I saw that happen to Aussie the other night. Oh my god, it was gross. It was like a $400 pot. Someone bet 5. Someone river to boat, bet 5.
5 is not a blocker bet. 5 is a spaz bet. 5 is someone wanting you to spaz. Do you know how many times you put out a 5 and someone will spaz and go 600?
Aussie had trips and raised, and then the guy like check raised, like, or they and then raised jam. To me, it's typically a check. He bet 5. It was gross. Sorry, this hand's going on. Top 2 for Matt H. Backdoor spades for Peter.
Matt checks, Peter bets. 175. Matt's putting in a little check raise. I love it.
So the question of whether or not Matt tilts would be excellent here. If Matt's capable, if we think that Matt's capable of tilting, he just lost a big pot. The problem is Peter's got nothing here. But if he thinks that maybe Matt might be a little bit tilted, a little bit steamed.
Doubtful. Doubt it. If Matt was an investment stock, he'd be blue chip. Yes, Veronica.
The 5 should be treated like a check. It really was. It was so gross. Like, then the guy comes like right back over the top for all of it. And Ozzy had trips with the ace kicker.
This is okay, Jake. We're not going to talk about hands for 5 hours for one hand with one hand. Like, there are so many hands. We're just going to keep going with the game.
Peter gets away from it. Matt takes down the pot.
We need to have a post-game show where we can talk about one hand for an hour, and it'll get off your chest, and you will stop, doing bad things in your life because you'll be able to get it out. It won't be burning a hole in your chest.
I don't know, man.
It won't be paining you. You love talking about one hand for 3 hours.
I put myself in some weird spots.
Tell me about it.
And we love it.
And we love it. Action's on.
Back to this
on.
hand. To this game. To the pokers.
JKH15 said I would buy that blue chip stock. Stick? Stock, I think he meant stock. I would too. I would too. Matt H is a blue chip stock. Matt H is Apple on the stock market. Zach is Microsoft. Zach calls with a king queen. 6-7 jack on the flop. Timmy. He's got ace five. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. You got me doing it. 10 on the turn.
Zach turns open-ended. And we're gonna bet. Attack our opponent's check back range. We pick up some equity. It's an easy game.
I've been trying to get Jake to do hand review videos for the last 15 years. I think we should do a post-game show where I just like set it up. I set up the pins and you bowl and get a strike.
And you just like clap for me. Like, good job, Jake. You did it again.
Perfect.
You think you're right every time. Just
Yes. I'll patronize you all day.
like, you would.
Let's just get the show over with. Where's my free meal?
Crazy daisy. No one raisy daisies anymore.
I
What
do.
has Sammy thought
I
about
do.
this? Yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I had my whole table, my nittiest table ever, straddling in Vegas. I was like, come on, kids, let's straddle. But you can only min straddle. I call it a min straddle, double the big blind. We
Yeah.
can straddle up to half our stacks here at Stones. We're so spoiled.
And we
Right?
just see that. Yeah, we do. We are spoiled. We play table stakes. We straddle up to half the stack.
I'm like, what do you mean
We
I
buy in
can buy
deep.
in for 100 big blinds? What
We
the
got
F
wine
is
Wednesdays.
that? Wine Wednesdays, meth Mondays. WR Buyer hates me. It's okay. You always start off hating me, and then I slowly creep into you, like warm butter on toast. I melt in there, and then you bite into it, and it's soft and warm.
We only have another time bomb pot here.
Let's
So
do
everyone's
it.
going to put in 50 pre. They'll all see a flop, and then betting will commence. Winner pays time. A7-3, 2 hearts. Zach hits a 7. Can't see anyone with an ace. No one with hearts. Anyone wants to flop anything? Wow, and Tim just checks out. Doesn't even want to bother with a free turn. Just gonna check through to the turn. First act of aggression should take this one down.
Eight
ball.
diamonds.
Helps no one. Mailman picks up an inside straight draw. Make a straight with a 9. Zach's gonna lead out a pretty damn good 7.
Pro player, yes, the winner is going to pay time for the entire table.
Yeah, everyone puts in 50 free. And
Ship
Zach,
it.
That's kind of nice. You know, you get a $450 pot. I mean, sure, you got to pay time, like 20, 30 bucks, whatever.
Yeah. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's like 30, maybe 40. But you get 450 pre. It's wonderful.
JKH15 says Stones seems to be the only room where the floor listens to the winning players when making and changing the rules. Yes.
Props to Stones. That is, they listen to players. They make changes. You know, not everything works, but hey, they're willing to try stuff here. I mean, you got to
Yes.
give them all the credit in the world for that.
Yes.
Some many other rooms get just caught set in their ways. Like, this is how we do it. This is how we run tournaments. This is how we run cash games.
And they don't listen to anybody.
And this room listens to the feedback from the players. They make changes, they make adjustments. Not everything works, but they're willing to try stuff. And I think the success that we've seen in this room is a reflection of that. Players come here to play, and they want to be here.
It's the best room in Northern California. I'm just going to say it. It's my favorite room I've ever played in, actually.
Yeah.
Because when you go to Vegas, it's all smoky. LA, it's okay. This is the
A
best
lot
room.
of cap games.
Yeah, the cap games I can't do. The small stake cap games, it's pain. If I want to burn money, I don't want to burn it slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, let's stack off like a couple hundred bigs.
Yeah, dynamite.
Yeah. We need a table and a game in a card room where we can still have 5-bet bluffs.
Right? If I can't 6-bet bluff, okay, you know I believe in 5-bet Jesus, right?
Yeah, it's a good science.
Like, yeah, so there's no such thing as 5-bet Jesus in LA.
No.
So I have to stay here.
No, that's the thing. Like,
Reasons.
It's like the whole like Sodom and Gomorrah, like poker, where like 5-bet Jesus left there, and now he's up here,
Yeah.
embracing the workout.
Yes. We're the Mormons of gambling. Except we're not in Missouri.
Jake, has anyone ever told you that you sound like, laugh like, and even look like a bit like Seth Rogen? No, but I do have a very good friend of mine who is Seth Rogen's doppelganger.
Spew Griffin, I do 6-bet bluff my hairstyle. It's the only way I can 6-bet bluff.
Right.
I probably have zero capability of 6-bet bluffing. And I bet you everybody in this room has zero also. Because alcohol.
No.
You think?
No, I'm like
6-bet bluff? No.
There was a hand play here the other day where a player 6-bet jammed the Jack 8
Oh, okay.
and got called by King Queen.
That's probably the best story I've heard in 5 years.
Or no, Kings. It might have been King Queen. I'm not,
You just ruined it. You just ruined it.
no, it was.
You just
It was-
people that don't like money were in that game, and you just ruined it.
No, it's because they love money so much they couldn't afford to. Like, we can't give up at this point. Yeah, no.
There is that time where you've given your own price to draw. Like, okay, I've got so much money in this pot now that I'm just not giving up this Jack 8.
Yeah, no, it was. And there was a 6-bet
And
jam with Jack 8.
F it goes off. Andrew raises to 100 with 8-5 under the gun. Gets called by Azan on the button. Azan's getting tired of waiting for hands. Azan's got a measly King 10. Ace 8-8.
Quick check by a lot of 8s with Andrew.
Azan checks back. Azan's not putting any more money in this pot. 9 on the turn. Andrew's leading now. Geez, dude, if you want to come audition to be a better commentator, we're accepting audition tapes. What? I can reform my trolls if I want to. Leave me alone. They actually don't rake every pot in this game, if you guys are thinking that they're raking the pot. They're not. This is the, relative to the blinds, this is the cheapest game to play. Relative to the pots and the blinds, this is the cheapest game to play.
Relative to the size of the pots? Yeah, but...
Yes. 1-2 is the most expensive.
Yeah, that's unbearable.
Unbearably expensive because of the cap. If it wasn't capped, it would be fine.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
I'm trying to talk Justin into getting rid of that cap.
I think they still need it in the house. I think it's those entry-level players that want to...
Well, maybe like one capped, one uncapped.
All right, back to poker. We're sorry. Ace, 9, 6, 2 diamonds. Tim hits his 9. Peter's got pocket 4s. He was the original aggressor, if I'm not mistaken. Checks through. Free card on the turn. Andrew, the Queen Jack, now is going to lead out. And steals it all with Queen High.
Proper 3-bet said I was going to audition for Jake's role. Then after meeting them, I knew that I was better looking than Veronica.
Yes.
2 different ideas.
Yes.
You are better looking than me, though.
I agree with JK15. The cap games we still need, I feel, because for entry, especially lower limit cap games, for entry-level players. We want more people to get into poker.
Just give them beer to come to the game. Give them a free beer, they'll come.
And yes, caps do protect the casino, do protect the card rooms. Caps fine for small games. No, there are bigger games in the state. For sure. LA gets a 25-50 and a 50-100, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not talking about limit though.
No. No limit. We've had 25-50, we've had 50-100 here. But it's not going to go nearly as frequently when you're drawing off of a larger player pool like you are in Southern California.
When JC Tran was here, we had a 10, 25, 50 with a double mandatory straddle to 100.
Yeah.
That was nuts. That was a good game. That was one of my favorite games to do commentary on.
That was a crazy game. iFloppin says that Reading plays bigger. Where are they playing big in Reading? Casino
That's
Club?
where Candace lives.
Candace and Bob.
Yeah, Bob and Candace.
That's where I'm from.
Oh.
Originally. I played the first poker room I ever played it was up in Reading. Originally from.
Do they have $20 tournaments there like the poker room I learned?
Sure they did.
$20 tournaments, 11 people to a table?
So bad.
10-minute blinds.
Alright. We're still playing poker. So we got an open from Peter, if I'm not mistaken. Peter makes a 75 to go with the king 10 off. Tim makes a call out of the cutoff. Can't see what his hand is. Andrew on the button. Ace 8 of spades. It's a three-way.
King 10-5 on the flop.
Top two for Peter's going to check it.
We don't charge extra for our three-ways.
Tim bets 200. Peter's going to call top two.
7 on the turn. Check out of Peter.
Gotta imagine Peter's going to be trying to check raise this turn. Sam's reaching for chips.
$475 is the bet. What does Peter have behind? Not that much.
Probably, yeah. Peter's gonna have a hard time like getting a stack in here.
He's got just a little too much to go all in. Is he just calling?
And now Peter could maybe just open jam river and try to maybe rep the busted queen jack. Oh no, Peter does jam.
Oh, okay, Peter jam.
He'd set all in. Okay, yeah, Timmy folds.
I would have liked a raise there, not an open
Small
jam.
raise?
Yeah. Not a small raise, but not his whole stack.
Well, you're trying to get, you're trying to get your stack in. So you're trying to get your stack in by river.
Just a little too much by river, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so like min raise and then jam river,
Yeah.
or then flat and then jam river.
Yeah, flat jam river I like.
So,
Jam it like it's hot, like peanut butter and jam. Is alcohol wearing off? Are you okay?
Yeah, we might need to make that happen soon.
I brought you like a venti coffee, and you're still kind of falling asleep on me.
There's still a come down. I mean, no one's cold 4-bet 7-8 in a while. Zach's not flopping sets versus aces. And TD and Zach have also stopped battling.
It's 9:43. It's about that time. My brain starts going on to lamb chops. They make the most amazing lamb chops at Sammy's here.
Brussels sprouts are good too.
Don't get me started on this Brussels sprouts business. Zach puts in a raise. Yeah, Zach put in a raise to 100. Is on calls.
Zach just tries to pick up the pot with a 10 deuce and flops trip deuces. Azan defends a big blind ace 5.
Azan might feel like he's ahead right now. He's not no pair. Kind of. Now Azan picks up a flush draw.
Zach's got to be thinking that Azan's going to have a lot of jacks here. He definitely should be betting. He's going to. Zach bets 255. Azan would never raise one pair here. So if he's gonna have mostly jacks, I think raising might be a little bit suspicious. I think flatting's probably the play. There's the play. Jack, and that might just slow down Zach. Or we can bet and fold to a raise.
Zach's running like 5-bet Jesus walks on water. Pot's 975. Zach looks like he's betting 465.
Azan's got ace high and he thinks it might be good here.
Does Zach do this with a king queen? With a queen 10?
I don't think
he...
Zach triple barrels here. Not against Azan. Against players that have more active fold buttons, he might just go 3 streets.
This would be a hero call of the century if he thinks in his head, if he calls this, if he thinks he's good. 1011er, welcome to the game. Is he actually considering this?
Well, Azan's thinking like, okay, well, he's got to know that I have a lot of jacks in my range after flat flop, flat turn, and so why would he be betting here? Unless he had the jack.
Wow!
Oh,
Wow! Does he think he had a busted flush draw, like turn to flush draw?
Well, it's hard for him to have a busted flush draw because Azan has a flush draw. So we're blocking bluffs there. He's got to think that, I mean, so let's say if you had like, pocket 8s, pocket 7s, something like that, pocket 9s. Would you really be betting? That's what Azan's thinking is like, if this guy had a pair on beneath the jack.
So he's betting a bluff, basically. He has to bet a bluff.
Well, and then he's thinking like, would he? Why would he? Probably would be more likely to check those hands, especially because Azan's going to have a lot of jacks after he flops, in his range as far as when he flats flop, flats turn. So Azan's thinking, okay, well, he wouldn't. So if he wouldn't bet those hands,
yeah,
it's either like he raised the small blinds, so he's going to have less deuces there. So it's either like queens plus or a jack, which you can. But it's like kind of like queens plus or like top 4 or nothing. I mean, which is
how
like
is that getting paid so much? It pays to be Zach.
Here's what you don't know. I mean, to this, Zach, he is 5-bet Jesus.
All this time, Zach is 5-bet Jesus. Jesus Christ.
So JGP 1101 says that spot is hugely underbluffed. If that spot's underbluffed, then maybe calling off the side there is not the worst thing in the world.
Please fold. Good night. Nice seeing you.
So you can overfold easily. Wait, I got confused there. Oh, you mean that it's rarely bluffed? I'm sorry, I thought you meant like it's not bluffed often enough. Then yeah, you block the only draw on the turn.
I think Zach's 3-barrel bluff that got picked off has
no, I missed. Yeah,
10 times over.
No, I misunderstood what JPG 1101 was saying there. I thought you were saying that spot's underutilized to bluff. Yeah, we never want to be blocking bluffs. Yeah, Ace-5 hearts did hero call. There is a delay, Robosaurus Rex.
You and I are not doing commentary at all next week.
We're not?
Train and long car. Oh no, you are. Sorry. Train and long car, and then you and Kyle for Wednesday.
Oh, very cool. Robert Sports Rex, we are live with the chat. Ozzy's never folding boats. Take off.
Only person that folds boats on the stream is TD. And that's only versus Sean.
And it's the nittiest nit from Nitville.
He is. He's the mayor of Nitville. JKH says Jake and Veronica are my favorite combo of commentators.
I think we have just enough problems to make the shit interesting sometimes.
Yeah. You have a lot of problems, so it like spews over onto me.
Yeah, you got secondhand stupid sometimes.
It doesn't have to be secondhand. Zach's putting in a race to 100. 5-4 suited. He's gonna scoop. Mailman's just got a 7 Dewey. I would have loved the 7 Deuce game. Loved it.
I've been pushing for it really hard in the room, and we've got it going a few times in a couple of the games, but mostly out of peer pressure.
I can do a better job than you to get people to play.
Yeah, you
7
do.
Deuce.
You get people to straddle, you get people to 7 Dewey.
I get people schmammer. You know what? You pay a little bit up front, you get a lot in the back. Words of wisdom. I don't even want to like. Don't feed his ego.
You have a more diverse skill set, though. It would seem.
Yeah. I can spin on a pole better than you.
Challenge accepted.
Let's do it. And let's live stream it for charity. I know you've always wanted to wear
So
that.
what do we got? Limp pop poker? We don't like that. Ace, jack, jack, 2 spades. Andrew's got the queen, deuce of spades. He's gonna bet it.
It's 75 to call. I don't know what Peter's sitting. I don't know what he's thinking about. I wonder if Zach can buy us a drink. You know, sitting on 12.1K. You're like, Zach,
Have a
baby.
good night.
Eight minutes left.
That is Ray. My brother from another mother.
Ray is honestly the only person that doesn't have Snapchat that is on so much Snapchat. Like every person from Stones.
This is true.
There he is.
Right? You're the only person without Snapchat that's on every Snapchat.
Everybody's filming me doing stuff.
We all love you, Ray, that's why.
So Zach's gonna make it 75 to go. Deuces. Azan, king jack off has had enough fun.
Oh, Mustak's asking about it. You know what, Mustak, I'll tell you honestly. You can ask Jake that. Jake can analyze that. I wasn't sober enough to even walk at that point.
She wasn't.
9-7-3 on the flop.
Can't see Peter's hand.
Yeah, Zach's still with pocket deuces. C betting. 125. Feeler bet.
105.
105, sorry. Tickler. The tickler.
Zach bet small and it's the right thing to do.
Does V ever check back big ace on turn blanks? Dry board?
I can't give that away right now. V, you answer that.
Are you asking if I've had wine or without wine?
Have you ever been sober?
I'm more volatile at the table after some mom juice. Yeah, like I have no recollection of the hand he's talking about. I don't know. I remember during the stream, action was on me, and I was like, what is going on? I don't even remember anything. I have cards. It was so bad. We drank like...
But you made money.
We drank like 12 bottles of wine.
You drank more than one, that's for damn sure.
Maybe even 15. I brought 6. Oh, it was just crazy. Mom juice. Seven, 8, 9 on the flop.
Andrew, top pair open into straight draw. Matt, 2 overs and a gut shot.
The pot is 270. Andrew puts out a bet. Takes it down. The game is still going. Looks like it's livened up a little bit. You know, we should do some like offline streaming and just let them play. And like we leave.
Just let the bombs happen.
Just let it happen.
Let the chat commentate.
Right?
Yeah.
Let them like stream in with their video.
Argue about the hands.
Yeah. B smashes. My stack is still angry about a hand I have no recollection over.
Because reasons, Master C. Because reasons.
My stack, just bring some more champagne and everything will be better. He just wants to get me back, you know that.
Get Twitch trolls guest commentating. I love it. What could go wrong? Nothing. Mailman's gonna open up the pot. Makes it 100 to go with the Queen Jack.
Wicked Slickerino, she walked around to catch your attention. Are you done? Are you still here?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. But it's like open, fold, open, fold. And you said lamb chops. Once you said lamb chops,
That's it, your brain was gone.
Yeah.
I know, like I'm struggling. 3 more minutes and we can get lamb chops.
copy that, Bob.
Bob's got a sexy voice.
It's really good.
Yeah, I dream about it at night.
It's like, say it again,
What?
but say it slower.
It's the last hand of the night.
Yeah, it's good.
It's the last hand of the night. I know you loved that.
Yeah, that's good.
JFK Stone says kitchen's out of lamb chops tonight?
I
What?
swear to God, Justin.
What did I come down here for?
Folds to the blinds. Peter's gonna complete. While they're paying time, so there's no point in chopping. Tim's gonna open up and make it 100 to go with the 5s. Peter says no. Wow. JFK Stones blocking lamb chops.
Why? He's putting out a blocker bet, seeing if I call. You know what tonight was, right? Tonight was Zach's night. Tonight
Jesus,
is
right?
Zach hit a set with every pair. Well, not every, but almost.
Zach smashed it up.
Zach got paid with every hand he made. And did anything go wrong for him? His name's Zach. He's from SAC.
He called off light against TD once, didn't he?
Yeah, but you got to do that to like set it up for the
Sometimes.
next one.
And it's TD.
Yeah.
There's worse players to call off light against.
Right?
Right. That's our stream. 1025 once a month here. Next Monday we have 5-5. The 5-5 plays really well, and we got the Amplifier chip tournament coming up. And word on the street is we got another Stones Classic tournament series coming up. Looking forward to that.
I might be pairing up with a certain other V that people love more than me,
V-Cross Poker.
and it's going to be good. So tune in Monday, 5-5. Then next Wednesday we have a 5-10. We got some new commentary people, new talent.
Longcar,
Kitagawa, Kyle,
Crushers.
all people we love and hold dearly in our hearts.
Get some tournament poker perspective on some cash games.
Limit too.
And limit
Kyle's a
hold'em.
limit beast.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the heart, follow us. I'll send you topless pics of Bob. And have a good night.
Thanks, guys.